Okay, now I cannot hear myself right now, Tristan.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not hearing him either. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. There we go. Can you bring it up a little bit more?
Test.
Keep going. A little bit more. Actually, a lot more.
Yeah, you can go a lot more in mine.
Because I can barely hear me, and I'm not sure. Talk.
Check 1 2.
I can. Yeah.
Check
I
1
can
2.
barely hear me, and I can barely hear him.
Me too.
Test 1 2. Okay, what? I
There
just adjusted on my end. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. All right, I'm going to bring yours up manually.
Bring it up.
How's that?
That's
1
better.
2.
Much
Good.
better.
You want more?
A little more.
Test 1 2.
That's good.
I'm almost maxed out. I'm almost as far as I can go.
You're sounding good now.
Okay. All right, let me test.
I'm good. Ooh, something just happened.
Whatever he did, now we're over mod a little bit. Okay.
You can go up on mine.
Tristan, I'm going to leave mine set. Adjust on your end. Can you bring it up? Can you bring it up? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Stop.
There you go.
Right there. I'll bring
I'll bring
these down manually. All right. Test 1 2.
Test
how's
1
that on
2.
you?
Test 1 2.
Is that good for you?
Go a little bit more, man.
A little bit more.
A little bit.
Okay.
There's good.
How's that?
That's
okay.
good. Can hear it.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. There we go.
Gotcha.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to try the other one. Test 1 2.
There you go. Got you now.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
I got you.
1 2.
You got me.
It's a little low in these headsets, but I think it'll work. Now, Tristan, how's the microphone on these? Because these are both going off a splitter. They're looking okay? Levels look good? All right. How far are we from being able to start?
I can start right now. I'm just going to have to deal with what we've got.
What else is problematic right now?
Just about everything.
Stay frosty, buddy.
Will, I think plug it into 4.
South sauce.
Whatever one is.
Dave's glad. Pop this up.
Whatever one
We'd always have a switch around these.
it's a software thing. I got to switch that.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, dude, you know how to hit one grade?
You have 1 foot in grave? What the heck? My very first broadcast, they didn't have
Wait, what did you just do?
2 pair of the press box. I went, stuck back in the corner of the end zone, climbed up it, plugged in, held on with one hand, called the first quarter with the phone in my hand. Now, I was 22, fresh out of college. The school superintendent came up and goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "No phone line in the press box." He cussed out the press guy. He goes, "That was supposed to be done on Monday. I knew that." He goes, "Get down." And I'm like, "I'll wait for the quarter." Well, it wasn't so much that I felt embarrassed. He's afraid I was going to fall. And he thought, "Oh man, he's going to sue our asses." So by the time the second quarter started, we had a phone line in the press box there. I was sweating like a pig. I would never do that today, obviously. No way. But back then,
Still to this day, tell me how to
what he is. He's a local star.
You know, and I told my wife all the time, I said, the best sports broadcasting is here live.
Ha
He says, well, I don't know.
Oh, but he loved hearing it, I guarantee you.
I'm not gonna be
Guys, how far are we out here?
I can roll, but they gotta know I can't talk.
You can't talk to them. You can't talk to you.
Then he's within earshot. Take one ear off, and we'll talk that way.
Did you hear that?
Okay. Just keep an eye on us. We can do a lot of nonverbal communication as well. Let's get it started. Do we have an intro yet, or is it just going to come to us
I'm just gonna
on the
come
GoPro?
live. 'Cause they're starting now, right?
Can we? Huh?
Are they starting now? They're live already.
No.
No?
We better not be. No, this is not varsity.
This
So we got
second-
30 minutes of pregame.
This is second set of
We
JV.
still got 30 minutes of pregame that we
Yeah.
need to get in.
This was varsity.
This might even go another set yet.
Could be. We got 30 minutes of pregame.
So
I
this
got
is-
two pre-recorded
this is
interviews.
still JV.
We'll fill. It's no problem.
Immediately quit at 7 in varsity. So
I
that's
thought
why
this
we
was
have to-
varsity. So.
See, I can't. But are they doing? Are you sure they're going to do this for goal warm up? I mean,
No, probably not now. I can't imagine they will, because there's no way they're going to start by 7.
I know, but
I'm just saying they're not. They're going to. Each team's going to want 2 minutes serving.
Warm-up's still
Each
going to
team's going
be.
to need 2 minutes setting.
Warm-up's
Each
still
team-
going to be 20 minutes
Do you
overall.
want to do an intro then?
20 minutes. We got 30 minutes.
Right now,
Let me-
this
hang
is
on
set
here,
for 3
'cause
sets right now.
I ran back time on this. So,
you could do a 30-second cut to it.
we can always fill on the back end. I mean, we can fill on the back end. So, let's. How soon before he's ready?
We're on right now without
We're live.
You send a
Yeah, we're
test
live
pattern,
now.
though, or just a video?
test video.
So this is halfway done. This very well could go to a third set. Wouldn't be surprised if it would.
I mean, easily could.
We
It's
can fill on the back end. I mean, we can take our time and pace ourselves. I printed this up last night just as I wanted a runtime log in front of me. Josh sent me the underwriters and that stuff, but I wanted to have X number of breaks just so I could.
Did he give you the national anthem?
No, there was no national anthem sponsor. Is there one?
That's the veteran. Do we have the veteran services or something?
Is it on?
Sure.
Yeah. Never mind.
Veteran Service Commission.
Veterans Service Commission. Anything else you want me to say, or Veterans Service Commission?
Defiance. Veteran Service Commission of Defiance. See if they have a state.
Yeah, do they have a tag that they want included? Okay, Josh just told me our mics are live. Can you bring them down? And we welcome everybody. We are live at the Dog Pound, Defiance High School. Everybody's talking outdoor sports. We did golf last week. Football starts next week. But we're also playing indoors, and it is promising to be a good one here this evening. The arch rivals, as Defiance welcomes Napoleon to open up the 2024 high school volleyball season. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. Scoop, we've got two different teams that had very different levels of success last season, different paths. Defiance went 11-11 overall. At one point in time, they had a 4-game win streak. They won 5 out of 6, but Salina was their kryptonite, losing twice, including their last match, the first round of the postseason, to Salina. On the flip side, too much talent in Napoleon's roster to be 0 for the season, but that's exactly what happened last year. As a matter of fact, this is a Wildcat team that only won 5 sets total last year. Some changes have been made, and rest assured, they want to make a statement to open up this season against their arch rival.
Well, there's no question about it. It's really unique, the fact that we have the river rivalry here to start out the season. They're used to playing near the tail end of the season, but they start things out early here. Napoleon, as you mentioned, they come in on a 36-game losing streak. But you hit the nail on the head, Brent. Too much talent over there. I look for the things to change a little bit. And, of course, Defiance has won 12 of the last 13 in this river rivalry series. But that could all change here tonight.
Two different makeups as far as the lineups are concerned. Napoleon has some height, not the least of which 5'11" outside hitter Ava Good, 5'10" middle hitter Hannah Nagel, and then 5'10" opposite hitter Hannah Miller. On the flip side, Defiance doesn't have a player over 5'10". They've got a ton of talent in the back row. They've got more than a plethora as far as liberos and defensive specialists go, but two different styles of play. Napoleon obviously wants to be aggressive. They want to work at pin to pin. Defiance, they're going to counterpunch here this evening. Extend the play. Make sure that you finally do get into system, or, and as we've seen quite often, especially at the prep level, the longer you extend a point, sometimes you force a mistake out of your opponent. So it'll be interesting to see what wins here this evening. Napoleon as the irresistible force, or Defiance as the immovable object?
Well, that's a good analogy, because Defiance really has to hang their hat on their defensive court coverage. They're so good at that. They're athletic. They have the speed. They don't have that size. And for Napoleon, I think if they can control the back row and get the ball their middles, they have the offensive firepower with some of that size and some of those athletes you alluded to, that they could be a presence there at the net. So who can impose their will on who early, I think, could go a long way in this matchup here tonight.
Well, we welcome you aboard as the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is underway. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance, earning your trust, one satisfied customer at a time. Give them a visit online or drive by Estill.com. We're going to take a quick timeout. I had a chance to attend a couple of Defiance practices earlier this week. Watch some characters, definitely for sure, in these Bulldog uniforms. But Coach Bree Brenner is going to start us off talking about what they lost last season, taking a huge hit as far as the setter position is concerned. As a matter of fact, they graduated 81% of their assists from last year in Jasmine Saldana and Jocelyn Jerger. Megan Williams now steps up to take over the reins there. She moves from defensive specialist to setter, and she has no regard for her body whatsoever. Matter of fact, our cameraman will probably zoom in on several bruises, scrapes, and cuts. She knows no other way to play. Our player profile, we're back with it for another season, is going to be 5'8" senior outside hitter Carly Hoffman. She was by far and away the kills leader last season for Defiance, and it wasn't even close, over 100 more than the second best teammate in that category, which was Bella Rollison. We'll hear from her as well. So don't you go anywhere. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. We're back after this on DCTV Sports. Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues on DCTV Sports. It's our first indoor broadcast of the 2024-25 season, and it is Defiance Volleyball. Volleyball versus Napoleon have a traveling trophy, or do you know?
No, we don't. Typically, we've played each other at the end of season. That's kind of been how it's been since I was in high school. And with the change of our opening date, our athletic director thought it'd be great if we could open up the volleyball game this year on a Friday night, since football doesn't play until next Friday.
I'm remiss. I should officially introduce our pregame guest, Coach Brenner, joining us right now. You know that voice, and you're probably looking at a still photo of her right now. Before we get to this year's team, let's do a little bit of a four-wheel drive trip down memory lane. Okay. Your playing time here, you've got a banner with conference championships. Obviously, your collegiate and really post-prep career speaks for itself. You have played with and against not just some of the best in the country, but the best in the world. And yet here you are, where they say you can never come home again. Is that true or not? What led you back to Defiance?
After deciding not to coach college anymore because of my kids and my business, I really didn't think I would ever coach high school again. But when I got the call and this opened up, I could tell, you just know, it's like your wedding. You just kind of have a feeling. And so I couldn't say no, and so here I am.
You know what? It doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah.
Maybe a little tugging on the heartstrings, but at the same time, you weren't just going to take it without probably thinking about it. How long did it take you to think about it?
I probably thought for 2 weeks. It's a big decision, and once you say yes, you're locked in. I can't just half do anything. And so I knew what a commitment it was going to be, and I needed to make sure with the place I was in my life, with my family, that it would be a good decision to make for all of us.
Last year, 11-11 overall, had a run of, I think, was it a 4-game match streak, 5 out of 6. Salina tended to be a little bit of your kryptonite. Last year into this year, unlike the college ranks or even the professional ranks, you can't go out and recruit them. You
Right.
can't trade for them. What's this year's edition of Bulldog Volleyball going to look like compared to last season?
I think we're taking a lot of things we worked on last year, and we're continuing to improve. We have a lot of stats and just looking at numbers, and there were so many close matches that could have gone either way. I think really diving into what went wrong in those matches, and like I said before, it's our senior leadership. We have 8 seniors on the roster, and that can make a huge difference. I see teams that might not look as good when you're watching them, and they somehow find ways to win. And I feel like that's going to be a big difference for us this year. That's a lot of seniors to have on the floor. The team chemistry, everybody's getting along wonderfully. But then just really taking a lot of time and developing our outside hitters. We need another terminator, especially out of system, and then really working on our right side and middle attack.
2 big bombers are back from last year. As a matter of fact, coming up is going to be our player profile. Carly going to give us a very entertaining 5 minutes. Bella is moving positions, though, moving from the middle to opposite this year. Walk us through the decision-making process in that.
So Bella has a great arm, and last year we kind of tried to move her to the outside a little bit here and there, and her kryptonite was hitting out of system. And so when she's in system, she's really good. In the middle, so we were able to get her the ball a lot. But now looking ahead to this year, we knew that other outside hitter position needed to be solid, and so she trained all season as an outside, and we have gotten tons of reps with her out of system. She can hit anything in system. She's such a good arm, so fast, which kind of what hurts her out of system is she's so used to being quick. She has a hard time of just waiting and seeing the set, watching the set develop, and then attacking.
You mentioned the set, and that is one area where you took a hit last year, not one but 2. Who takes over basically your distributor's position this year?
Right now we have Meg Williams, and I think the game of volleyball is changing a lot. What you'll see with the setter position, you need to have someone that has good location, but now a lot of people are pulling their most athletic player because the game is getting so good, so you're out of system a lot. Meg can get to anything. And so she's getting to the point where not only is she getting to the ball, but she's able to put up a good, strong set out of system. And she's just a great defender, so having her back there, it brings another level of defense that, a lot of times that can be a setter's weak spot. And so having a DS set for us was such a strong background of her defense has always been her strength.
Let's talk about time pressure, basically tempo. Some coaches will say we want to run what would be the basketball equivalent of a fast break, constantly moving, quick sets, different looks, combination plays, but everything has got to be sped up to try and keep the defense on their heels. From what you were telling me, that's not going to be this year's team. Talk about what you want to see as far as offensive tempo.
We want to be fast when we can. speed kills in a good way and a bad way, and I see teams sometimes they try to be too fast for what their athletes are capable of, and they make a lot of errors. So there's a time and place when we do want to run a faster tempo to the pins, but typically we're trying to put up a good hittable ball. We want our hitters to do the work.
Let's talk about tonight's opponent, Napoleon. You can't sugarcoat a winless season. 0 for the entire year last year. Matter of fact, this is a squad that only won 5 sets in the entirety of last year. But as you and I were going up and down their roster, they have athletes. That is very deceiving. What do you expect to see from them tonight?
I expect to see a much different team. Coach Riseborough's taken over, and I'm sure she's getting them game ready. She's a great coach, great person, and so I just expect them to come in a little more fundamentally sound. And so we have to be ready to go because it's not going to be the same team we saw last year.
At the same time, it's the very first match of the season. Almost always I hear coaches say, you know what, forget the scout. There isn't one. It's about us. What do you want to see from your team tonight?
I just want to see us play some clean volleyball. I want us to serve tough, pass well, get good swings in transition, and just play with minimal errors.
We'll try and do the same thing up in the broadcast booth.
That'd
Deal?
be great.
Coach Brenner gives me a big smile. We expect her to be smiling at the end of this one as well. Her very first pregame interview on the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Best of luck to you, not just tonight, but all season long.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick time out. We're back with more. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues on DCTV. Our very first broadcast of the fall season is indoors. We had golf last week, but now it's time for some Defiance volleyball and time for our player profile. She is amped up for this. She told me, can I please go first? She won the battle. She sprinted here to the end of the gym, and Carly Hoffman wins the honor of being our first player profile. How are you, ma'am?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So let's talk about how good this team is going to be this year. Before we do that, let's rewind, actually. Let's start from last season into this season. You led the team in kills last year. As a matter of fact, over 250. Nobody else was even close. But as we were talking about before we started the interview, still room for improvement. What were you working on during the offseason to get better at?
I was working on my timing for hitting and getting better at serve receive.
So which one has made the most improvement, or would you say you've equally improved in both those areas?
I'd say serve receive is definitely more improved.
What did the coach challenge you at? Were those the two areas, or did she talk to you about other things that she wanted to see you get better at?
Mostly my timing and jumping.
How tough is that? Because for the casual fan sitting up in the top row or maybe watching on TV, it looks easier than it actually is. There needs to be chemistry there.
Yeah.
And you have a new setter this year. It sounds like it's going to be Williams. How long have you guys been working on developing that chemistry?
All summer, but we've all played together for almost our whole lives, so it's kind of always been there.
She moves from defensive specialist to setter. It's not like she'd been playing in the front row. Did that take a little while, or was she a natural at it?
I think she just kind of jumped right into it and did a really good job at it.
When you're talking about getting the offense going, it starts with serve receive. First touch is very important. Coach says you want to be in system at least 50% this year. Do you think that's achievable?
I think it is. We just got to keep working on it in the gym every day.
Talk about the communication, because if you're not in system, that doesn't mean that the point stops. To make maybe a loose comparison, it's almost like playing street ball out on the corner or down at the playground. It doesn't mean things stop, but how much easier is it knowing when you're in system, everybody's in their spot, the ball's going to be where it's supposed to be? How much easier does that make your offense?
It makes everything 10 times easier. But it's still, like, we can just keep working on it, even if it's out of system. We still work on it every day.
That's where communication comes into play then. Who's going to take the second ball? You guys have to yell at each other. I know Coach said your communication needs to improve. Matter of fact, she got in your grills a little bit earlier this year.
Just a little bit.
Walk us through that then. Communication means what? It's not just yelling at each other. You're setting up a play. You're letting each other know where you're at on the court. Give us just an example of what that's like.
It's just wherever the setter is, if they can't get to the ball, then they'll call for help, and then our libero, which will be Ella, will take the ball. So she calls mine, and she sets it up.
You've started since your freshman season.
Yeah.
I want you to rewind a little bit more for me now. You as a senior versus that young kid as a freshman. Where's the biggest improvement that you've made?
I think just all around, like everything has just improved as I've gotten older.
How about confidence?
That too, yeah.
Were
I've gotten more.
Think back to that very first match when you got on the court as a freshman. I'm looking at her right now. She looked right over my shoulder. She went down the time machine. How nervous were you?
I'm very nervous.
How much has the game slowed down now for you compared to then?
I think it's probably the same, but for me, I guess it just feels like a little bit slower because I've just done it my whole life.
You were 11-11 last season. Coach told me there were at least 3, probably 4 matches that you left off the docket. You should have had those in the win column. You're nodding yes to that. How much better can this team be this year?
I think if we just keep working every day in the gym like we have all summer, I think we'll be pretty good.
You guys talk about goals?
Our goal is to be the WBL champs this year, but we just got to keep working at it.
One match at a time, right? That's true coach speak. Coach will love the fact that you said that. The term is student athlete. Obviously, you got to crack a book to stay eligible to stay in the uniform. You have a pretty good GPA. What is it?
4.0 and above.
What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Really? Any particular type? You would like to play at the next level, correct?
Maybe.
Maybe? That's
Yeah.
okay to say yes. Okay to have a high goal. You want to stay at least somewhat within a reasonable drive of Defiance, though, is that right? Have any colleges contacted you yet? Is anybody looking at you yet? That'll take care of itself maybe as this year wears along. We're not going to graduate you too soon. But let me ask you this. As a senior, sometimes it's easy for everything to get sentimental. This will be the last time I do this, last time I do that with my teammates. And it's easy to maybe kind of get caught up in that. Are you able to stay focused right now and you'll deal with that at the end of the year? How important would it be for you to go out with the WBL championship?
It'd be fun. It'd be a nice one to end on.
What would you say to somebody that maybe hasn't been to see Defiance Volleyball in the last couple of seasons? How would you invite them to come out to the gym and see what you have this year?
I would definitely tell them to come out. I think we'll be pretty good. We all have pretty good chemistry this year, so I would definitely tell them to come out.
From what Coach was telling me, the students are going to have their own section this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, they sit right behind us.
So to your peers, come out, create some atmosphere, right? Make this a hostile place to play?
Yeah.
All right, good enough. First things first, most important match, Napoleon, right?
Yeah.
What do you need to do to beat them?
We just really have to work on our serve and serve-receive game. Those are the 2 most important things in volleyball.
Carly Hoffman, our player profile, first of the season. Thanks for joining us. Good luck to you this year.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick time out. We are back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
We welcome you back to the Dog Pound, Defiance High School Gymnasium. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as we are getting set for our first volleyball match and broadcast of the 2024 season. Last year, Defiance, an even 11-11. They had as much as a 4-game win streak. They took 5 out of 6 late in the season. They dropped their first match to Salina 3-2. They lost in the opening round of the postseason to that same Salina team, but got swept 3-0. Napoleon wants everybody to know they are not the same team they were a season ago. They went 0-4 this season. As a matter of fact, this is a Napoleon squad that only won 5 sets all of last season. But Scoop, as we were talking earlier, and I had a chance to sit down and talk to head coach Jenna Riseborough before the freshman match started, she goes, there's too much talent on this roster to be 0 for a season. So I looked at her and I said, I don't want to reopen old wounds, but let's just rip the Band-Aid off. What happened? To analyze a season where you didn't win clearly is going to wear on you, not just as a player, but as a coaching staff, clearly parents, any fans of the program. And she said, we were in some matches early in the season. It's not uncommon, especially for underclassmen, if you have a lot of youth, to get tight when you're serving for a set, when you're potentially serving for the match. And what ended up happening was one mistake became two became three. You get the idea. You've coached multiple sports. You understand it. Quite often they refer to that as quicksand. And it became so encompassing that they almost had beaten themselves before the first serve throughout the rest of the season. She goes, it was more mental than anything physical, and we addressed that during the early part of practice.
Well, I agree. That's always huge in high school athletics, that mindset. And sometimes when you expect things to go wrong, it's kind of that self-fulfilling prophecy. Yep. You're going to be right every time. So they seem to tend to, wait a minute, we're not supposed to win this contest. Our record doesn't match this record and so forth. And you start overanalyzing. They need to come out and play. I think the fact that they new first-year head coach and Jenna Reisenborough, who's certainly not new to the sport of volleyball and the coaching, I think that enthusiasm she brings to the table is going to have that trickle-down effect, and certainly it's going to carry over to his kids. And they had an impressive win last night in a scrimmage with Liberty Center. Liberty Center, who's been a power in the NWL for several years.
Too, so just what she probably would like, right? Yeah. The pressure's on. Can you meet that moment?
Exactly, and I think that confidence will bring that success. So right now, things haven't been where they wanted to be. The last winning season for Napoleon Volleyball, you got to go all the way back to the 2010 season. But I think you can flush all that right now. There's a lot of enthusiasm in that Napoleon camp, and they can surely make a lot of that hurt go away with a rivalry win here at Defiance against a very talented Bulldog team as well.
We're going to get to our keys to a win coming up shortly here, but one of the things that I somewhat jokingly said with Coach Reisenborough, and she knows these kids. She was the freshman coach last year. She was the JV coach. So when they asked her to come back and be the varsity coach, she simply sat down. She said, it's not an attitude problem like most people would think. It's a confidence problem. She goes, we believe in you, but until you believe in yourself, that same cycle is going to repeat itself. And I said, so how do you want them to approach this? Nothing to lose, kill the nerves early? She goes, pretend you're playing with house money. It's not yours. You play to win, but you're not worried about losing.
Exactly. That's the mindset you need. You have nothing to lose. You don't want to put an added pressure on yourself. It's a sport. It's supposed to be fun. You go out there, you put in the time. These kids have done that, and now you reap the rewards of all that hard work you put in. And again, you don't want to change it out now. Oh, this is Defiance. We got to play harder than ever before. No, you want that same mindset, day in, day out. And if you want to build a program, that's where it starts. You got to win each day. And I think Napoleon's done that here in the preseason.
On the flip side, the Bulldogs were 11-11 last season, but Coach Bree Brenner basically didn't mince any words. Both these coaches are incredibly competitive. They're very feisty. They're both very personable. They're sisters from another mister as far as I'm concerned. But Bree Brenner said the same thing. At 11-11, I said, how many of those were losses versus how many of those, when you look at a loss, sometimes you say, you know what, we'll tip our cap. You beat us. Then there are other times where we'll say, you know what, we lost that one. And she goes, easily 3, probably 4. Now all of a sudden, instead of 11-11, you're potentially looking at 15-7, and that makes a difference as far as postseason seeding. It just makes a difference in overall competence. So she said same thing, but she said we're going to play it from a different angle. She goes, most teams want to speed it up, time pressure, tempo. She goes, that is useless if you are out of bounds, if you're not accurate. So she said the key for them, and sometimes it's tough because as 16, 17, 18-year-olds, man, you're moving in overdrive nonstop. She said our offense needs to be deliberate and measured. And if we get most of our sets, most of our bowls in what they call that go zone, within 10 feet of the net, she goes, we're going to be successful.
Well, that's a great point. And good coaches know you have to play to your strengths. This isn't college volleyball where you get a chance to recruit this type of kid you want. You have this homegrown talent, so it may present itself in different ways. This is an undersized Defiance volleyball team. I think there's no question about it, but what they do bring to the table, they bring a lot of grit. They do a great job with the court coverage. They have some good speed. They've got excellent serving, so they want to try to play those strengths. It's going to mean they have to find a way to lengthen out points. They're not going to try to end the point in 2 or 3 hits. They're going to try to extend those rallies out and try to wear into Napoleon. And if they can get that type of game plan imposed on Napoleon, it's going to be tough math for the Wildcats here tonight.
Well, the JV game went 3. You wouldn't expect anything otherwise as far as the arch rivals are concerned. Now, the football teams, they play for the traveling trophy, the River Rock. And it is, I love the organic, the old school trophies. Some of the newer ones that are fabricated, shall we say, don't quite have the same history, maybe not the same panache. I joked with Coach Brenner. I said, let me think of something. Maybe we can come up with something. This is a match that normally gets played middle of the season, maybe even a little bit later, simply because of the way the schedules wrap up. But she said she wouldn't mind playing Napoleon to open up the season. It's a non-conference matchup, arch rivals. She goes, much like football, I would love to have this match as our season opener.
I love that, because it brings so much excitement here to the forefront, the opening match. There's always anticipation, excitement anyways. As a coach, you always want to see how your new squad is going to adapt, how they're going to adjust to the varsity level. And the fact that we've seen it in football year in, year out, and really no better rivalry in all of Ohio. And you have to love the fact that now the volleyball team gets to kind of start first Friday, so to speak, here before the football players toe it up next week. I think this is a fantastic way to start for both these programs.
Well, and again, there are other fall sports beyond football, obviously, and our goal, our mission at DCTV Sports is to give all of them the modicum of respect that they deserve. We've had boys golf on last week. We're going to have the girls conference opener against Wapakoneta coming up on Monday out at Eagle Rock. We've got volleyball here. We will have soccer throughout the season as well. So again, a situation here where we know that there are multiple athletes playing multiple sports, and our goal is to bring you not just a little bit, but a significant number of all of them to give those athletes the credit and the coverage they deserve.
I totally agree. You love to see kids compete. When they get that opportunity to be in school, make the most of it as a youth. You don't get a chance to do these types of things as you get older. So I love the fact that we want to try to respect all these programs. And I'm going to give kudos to the OHSAA for they're doing a football Friday for the soccer this year. Normally their opening day is tomorrow on a Saturday. They moved it back so they have a Friday night lights to play under. I think that's a fantastic gesture to help promote those soccer kids. And again, it really doesn't matter the sport. You want to go out there and encourage those kids to go out there and play for your school, play as a team, leave it all out there. And again, nothing better than being at the gym or on the field on a Friday night or any time for that matter.
Well, the JV went 3 sets. It's tied at 20 all. What'd you say? Anything that goes past 20 is considered a barn burner? Is that what you called it?
Well, anything that goes beyond the regulation 25 is a barn burner. We saw that in that very first set here, the JVs, where Napoleon was able to come from behind to pull out a 26-24 barn burner before Defiance came from behind in that second set to even things up. And, of course, if you go back to earlier this afternoon when we were both here, the freshman match went the distance. It went 3 with Defiance pulling out a thriller in that third set. So what can you expect here out of the River rivalry?
Well, again, right now it is Defiance leading Napoleon 21-20 in the third and deciding set. Varsity will come up, and we anticipate a full in-between match warm-up period. We were told earlier that they might go a little bit less, but again, your first match of the season, obviously nerves are going to be amped up. It is warm in this gymnasium, too. I know our guys worked up quite a lather getting the equipment set up. But a situation here where the crowd is starting to file in, and without football Friday night, even despite some scrimmages taking place around the area, Scoop, we've got a pretty good crowd on hand here. Now, you're taking a look at our angle from the home side, but I guarantee you, if we were able to swing one of our cameras around, you'd see a pretty full Defiance section. So kudos and a tip of the cap to the crowd turning out for this one.
Oh,
tonight.
this is fantastic. This is what it should be all about. Nice to see so many people from both communities out here in full support of their squads here tonight. And again, this is one of the better volleyball crowds I've seen in a long time. So certainly impressed to see so many people out here who are really getting their money's worth here in just the freshman and JV game alone tonight.
22-21, now make it 23-21, and Defiance now beginning to smell it. Just 2 points away from winning their season opener. Of course, the varsity, we anticipate putting up first serve roughly 20 minutes after the finish of this one. I don't know about you, but with the Summer Olympics around, best not just in the nation but in the world, both men's and women's, to see the best in the entire world play the sport of volleyball was just, sometimes you're thinking, wow, I didn't realize it could be that entertaining. It was. Matter of fact, the USA women versus Brazil in the semifinal match to get to the gold medal round was nothing short of spectacular.
I tell you what, it's the Olympics are just incredible, the level of play you see. It just seems to get better and better each and every year. I was first brought about that. My sister and parents were in Munich in '72 to watch the Olympics. And they brought home the old 8mm film of some volleyball matches. And I could not believe how lightning quick and how they were able to use even their feet to save a ball that was, the hammer was putting down. It looked like it was going to be an easy kill. So, again, that kind of got me hooked a long time ago, to say the least. But certainly volleyball has been on the rise, and certainly we've seen that across the state of Ohio as well.
Well, knotted up at 23-23 here as our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. How do you spell filler? Balbinot Miller. As the buzzer sounds, Napoleon getting ready to serve. This is going to be a crucial point because whoever wins it will be sitting on match point. And you're also looking at the pipeline, the future. And it goes to Napoleon, so match point now for the Wildcats. But, Scoop, we are looking at future varsity players on the floor right now. You're getting a look at what the future will look like for both these schools.
Yeah, it looks good right now for both these schools, playing in front of a big crowd, and now 3 consecutive points for the Wildcats. Look at that match point with the serve.
Again, this is where you might get a little tight on both ends. We'll have our starting lineups for you at the conclusion of the JV match. Those are brought to you this season by Baker Schindler Company. Why didn't we play on?
Well, it's official. We have a barn burner here.
Yep.
This one will go past the distance here. Knotted at 24 apiece.
You know, this ties into what we were talking about in my conversation with Coach Riseborough for Napoleon from last year. But even Coach Brenner mentioned the same thing in the 3 or 4 matches that they ended up losing that they felt they should have won. Not uncommon, especially for a youngster, to get tight with the match on the line. That's the psychology of the game. And until you find yourself in that situation, I know you can try and replicate it in practice, but it's just not the same. How do you as a coach, what a stop they continue to play on. How do you as a coach try to get your team, they know what's on the line, they know what match point is. How do you get them to treat it like just any other point?
Well, again, it starts with that mindset, believing in yourself, believing in the team and what you've been able to do the whole night. And that's the thing I've been honing in on right here. Once they got 23-23, I'm looking to see, are these kids going to get tentative now and just start passing the ball over the net, taking a little bit off to make sure it goes in, or they can still come out in attack mode? And I've been impressed. Both these schools have really stayed in attack mode here. And a second match point coming up here for Napoleon.
Crowd that came early for the varsity, which is roughly about 20 minutes from now. Getting a really good taste as the JV is setting the scene here at the Dog Pound. Match point, as Scoop mentioned, second time for Napoleon. Boy, both teams cover so much of the court. Just like that. Momentum you can ride when there's literally no room for error. Can you meet the moment?
Great job there by Defiance. Napoleon had a pretty good hit right down the line. Again, great court coverage by the Bulldogs to extend that point.
At this point, it almost becomes a free-for-all. This is a precursor of what we're going to see for the varsity, Scoop. Both teams very defensive-oriented. They cover a lot of the court.
Wow, what a great point. And how about Addie Crossland of Defiance finding a way to get to a couple of those balls there to extend the point, but Napoleon is able to somehow come out of that point and now serving for the match for the third time here.
And there it is. Well, nothing decided.
Now, good changeup that time across the net.
Service ace. Second match point for the Bulldogs.
Great time for a service ace. And the Bulldogs trying to close it out.
Who can keep their cool the most in the moment? Defiance can. Wow.
What a great match and what excitement by those young ladies out there storming the court after they pull out a barn burner 28-26 in the third set. And right now, Defiance wins the freshman and JV match in 3. And now the varsity trying to go for the sweep.
Well, again, talk about an appetizer to get everybody's palates wet for the varsity. If the varsity is even half as entertaining as the JV contest, everybody is in for a treat here this evening. And don't think that they aren't itching for it. As you already see, some of the Defiance captains working their way onto the court already. They are amped up, and now all of Napoleon's varsity has come out of the tunnel from their locker room. We'll see how much time, and they are going to put a full 20 on the clock. So what we're going to do is take a quick timeout. We're going to give you even more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance. They're earning your trust, one satisfied customer at a time. Visit them online at drivebobestill.com. We're back with more right after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Now it is the varsity's turn. And you take a look at the Defiance Bulldogs, a good look at their huddle. As Defiance hosting arch rival Napoleon tonight. Bulldogs won the freshman and the JV contests. We'll see if they can make it the trifecta.
And they had to earn those 2 wins here in the freshman and JV match as they both went the distance.
Both teams' captains getting instructions from the official. You see Coach Brenner and Coach Reisenborough there as well. And both these coaches, I think, have a lot of respect for each other. They have really talked each other up when I've had a chance to speak individually with them. But they're also 2 of the most competitive people you're ever going to meet. And when that whistle sounds, they're going to pound the living you-know-what out of each other.
Well, you're right, and you know that competitiveness carries over to their teams, and we'll see that here in a little bit. But, that's the beauty of high school athletics, and you love it when you have not only experienced coaches, but coaches that have the passion to help kids out. And, in fact, that respect from each other is certainly deserving, as these 2 have done a lot for volleyball, not just here in Northwest Ohio, but across the states as well.
So as the warm-ups have officially begun, it's time now for our keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or give them a call at 419-267-1320 today. Scoop, again, let's go ahead and start with the hosts and the Defiance Bulldogs. Again, a situation here where I had a chance to talk with both coaches, but really what's on the docket, or at least front-wise on the mind of head coach Bree Brennan?
Well, I think it's going to start with serve reception. It's going to be so important that they play clean in the back row to allow them to get the ball to their middles, to get those hitters in great position, to have some success. I think it's also, they need to stay in the system. We kind of mentioned that in the pregame a little while ago, the fact that they want to play their strengths. This is not a team that's going to try to end points early. They want to try to find ways to extend points. I think their defensive court coverage is going to be a key for them.
Yes.
And, of course, I think the third key is going to be ball control. They have to really get the ball into those sweet spots of the setters so they can get the ball in the strike zone of the hitters. I mean, a lot easier said than done, but for the point, I think it's going to start with serving. They need to be very aggressive with their serving. And, accuracy is always big, but they also want to try to maybe get it to the people they feel they may have an advantage on as far as Defiance. Remember, Defiance lost about, you mentioned it, over 80% of really of their serve reception assists. So they've got I think they've got those holes filled somewhat. But again, until they get some varsity reps, we'll see if that inexperience may come to light here tonight. I think the other key for Napoleon is going to be patience. Defiance is so good defensively. They have a way that they can extend points. So you can't lose your focus during that match, because that's what Defiance really wants you to do. You've got to stay locked in. You can't try to do things a little bit quicker. You got to stay within yourself and really play to your strengths. And I think the other thing is, we mentioned how Napoleon comes in with a 36-game losing skid. Napoleon's only won 15 volleyball matches in the last 12 seasons. So they have that mental hurdle I think they've got to get over. They've got the talent to do that. But I think it's going to be important if they can get out to a quick start here tonight. That may take some of that pressure off. That may ease the nerves a little bit. If they can just settle in to their brand of volleyball, this is going to be a great match here tonight.
We anticipate it. We look forward to it. Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or give them a call. You'll talk to a live person. We guarantee it. 419-267-1320 today. We're going to take a quick time out. We are back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Back at the Dog Pound, Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. We just gave you the Northwest Community College keys to the game. Time now for the starting lineups, courtesy of Baker Schindler Company. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. Try saying that 10 times fast, would you? All right, here's what we anticipate. Now, there might be a change or two depending on if the coach, and especially Defiance, has elected to change the rotation. But right now, for Defiance, here's who we expect to start this evening. And let's start up front. At outside hitter, our player profile is Carly Hoffman, number 17. She is a 5'8 senior, and she was by far and away the leader in kills last season. When I say by far and away, she had 259, Scoop. Her attack percentage was just an eyelash under 33. To give you a comparison, the second leader in kills was Bella Rollison, and she only had 123. Now that's good to get into triple digits, but over twice as many. And again, if you didn't get a chance to hear Carly Hoffman for our player profile, she'd be just fine if, say, maybe 10, 15% of that went to a second or a third option, so that way, number one, she doesn't get doubled, but number two, they can work the ball pin to pin. But she certainly is a factor.
Yeah, she certainly is. She's going to be on everybody's radar this season. Last year, she was second team Western Buckeye League. You mentioned those 259 kills, but she also led the team in kills as a sophomore as well. So certainly she's used to that role. She loves having that opportunity. And look for Defiance to go to her early and often here tonight.
She's been playing varsity since she was a freshman. No stranger to it. At middle block, it will be Ellie Stack. Stack, a 5'7 senior. At opposite, now she will run outside hitter, but my understanding is to try and work from pin to pin, they may insert Bella Rollison on the right side. 5'9 junior, and as we mentioned, the second leader in kills last season with 123. Her attack percentage was an eyelash below 30%. The player I think I'm really going to look at tonight, Scoop, Megan Williams. She was a defensive specialist last season. She's 5'5 and a senior, but she is arguably the best all-around athlete on this roster, and as such, they've moved her to setter. You talk about a lot of work with that front row to try and get used to a new chemistry. Again, if you missed the early part of our pregame, the Bulldogs graduated 81% of their assists from last season ago. They graduated both their setters, Jasmine Saldana and Jocelyn Jerger. Megan Williams, we'll wait and see, because that defensive specialist still, I think, runs deep in her veins. Now, as a setter, you want her to take care of her body, but if they're going to serve at her and she's going to play a lot in the back row, don't be surprised to call her name in the second, third, or even fourth row of the stands. She is an alley cat.
Well, I think she's going to be the one that really makes this Defiance team go. You know, last year Defiance was really spoiled when you have the likes of the two setters they did in Saldana and Jerger. You kind of take that for granted. Now with both those having graduated, certainly Williams is one of those all-around players. She really, I think, is strong in every area of the game. She's also an excellent server. She does so many things well, but how well she can really get this offense going, quarterback this offense, and handle it tonight, I think will go a long way in the success here of the Bulldogs, not just tonight, but this season.
We talked about, I don't want to call it a lack of height, but they aren't the tallest team. But what they do have are a ton of basically lightning quick defensive specialists and liberos, and not the least of which is Ella Westrick, the 5'3" senior. Tremendous leader. Also, tons of bruises up and down her body. She took one off the face when I came to practice on Tuesday. It was a little bit of a shiner. She had a mouse going. The next day the swelling had gone down. I looked at her and I said, hey, let me take a look at it. And she goes, oh, it's fine. She goes, it's going to take a lot more than that to get me out of the lineup. She is a tough one. Then at defensive specialist, we will have one of two players here. Piper Hampton, a 5'2" senior, was originally given to me by the coach, but however, it may also be the 5' senior Emma Tackett. So we will wait and see depending on which rotation Coach Brenner elects to go with to start, but we expect to see multiple players at that position. On the flip side, for the Napoleon Wildcats, let's start in the front row. Right in the middle, Michaela Cruz. Cruz, one of the two captains on this roster. Pardon me, two Cruzes. It's not her, but she is a senior leader. Cruz stands in at 5'9", and she is the first option offensively in the middle. At outside hitter, their second option, she's also got some height, 5'11", and a junior, Ava Good. At the opposite side, on the right, it will be Lila Huddle. Huddle, a 5'9" senior. She will rotate, though, with 5'10" senior Hannah Nagel. In the back row, Maggie Riseborough, the 5'6" junior. All you need to know about Maggie Riseborough is she is gritty, she is vocal. The apple didn't fall far from the tree as far as Coach Mom Jenna Riseborough is concerned. I asked Jenna Riseborough, I said, if you weren't in the gym, as a matter of fact, if none of your staff was in the gym, who would step up, who would run practice, and more specifically, be the voice that the rest of the team would listen to? And she said, oh, there's no question. It's Maggie Riseborough. Well, how about this, Scoop? Last year, Maggie Riseborough, as the setter, didn't just lead Napoleon in assists, she also led Napoleon in kills and digs. She is a jack of all trades. She is the straw that stirs the drink.
I think there's no question about it. You know, she's got such a high volleyball IQ. And then you throw in the competitiveness, the toughness that she brings to the table. You know, she's one of those athletes that's going to leave everything out there on every point, and that has that carryover effect. That's what you want out of your captains. You're not somebody's just going to tell you what needs to be done. They're going to show you what needs to be done, and they lead by example, and she's certainly a prime example of that.
Rounding out the back row at libero, it will be number 4, Lily Cruz. Cruz, a 5'3" senior. However, she will see some time rotated with another 5'3" junior, Alexa Duryea. We're coming off the Olympics. They were in Paris. I said Duryea, and she goes, yes. I said, we'll pretend she's French. Then at defensive specialist, 5'4" and a junior, Kate Harmon. However, Hannah Miller, a 5'10" sophomore. That is tall to be playing out of the back row. Will also see a significant amount of time as well. So those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. We'll take a quick timeout. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
You are looking in live at the Dog Pound, Defiance High School Gymnasium. We are getting set for the season opener, 2024 high school volleyball, and it's the arch rivals getting set to do battle with each other as Defiance welcomes Napoleon. Defiance won the freshman and the junior varsity contest. They're trying to go for the trifecta here. Last season, the Bulldogs were 11-11. They got knocked out in the first round of the postseason to Salina. On the flip side, Napoleon went 0 for the season. Matter of fact, they only won 5 sets throughout the entire season. But they are trying to make a statement here today, especially against their arch rivals. That is in the rearview mirror. As we gave you our Baker Schindler Company starting lineups, we are about 3 minutes, just under 4 specifically, for the playing of our national anthem, and then we will get set for action. We do want to remind you, coming up on the DCTV sports calendar, hopefully everybody will have a good weekend, because next week, Scoop, we go into overdrive, and it doesn't downshift, I think, maybe until May of next year, probably more like June. We will have, live from Eagle Rock, the Defiance versus Wapakoneta girls golf meet. That will be live. I believe that's a 10 a.m. tee off. We will have that for you. A couple days in between, everybody will catch their breath, and then we will be at Napoleon Friday night with an expected kickoff time of probably around 7:30. The battle for the River Rock. And Napoleon they still own the overall contest by almost 20 games, but last year Defiance won and won convincingly, and you know they want to keep that trophy right here on campus.
They certainly do, and that's certainly going to be a dandy. And again, another great way to start the season, just like we're seeing here in volleyball. And even though it's not a conference matchup, so to speak, it is that big rivalry. I think what that also does, it helps to prepare you for the meat and bones of your conference schedule, just around the corner. So no better way. It's going to be more than a tournament atmosphere on week 1 next week at Charles Buckenmeyer Stadium in Napoleon.
And we will have it for you, starting with our pregame. Josh Bush and Talent to be Determined will be on the air. We will also have the call. We hope that you will join us. Coming up on 2 minutes before we get set for starting lineups and first serve. We gave those to you earlier. Both teams, some, as you would expect, Scoop, some early adrenaline when they both came out to start warm-ups, but then slowly both teams kind of just found their gear, found their niche, kind of all business. You don't want to burn yourself out before your very first serve of the first set of the season.
That's a great point, because it's hard not to be so hyped up when you see this type of atmosphere here in the middle of August. And again, no better way to start things out. And for both these teams, this could be that mental advantage and edge you need starting out the season, maybe getting the ship going in the right direction here. So both these teams are going to throw out all the stops here tonight, do whatever it takes to get the job done here on opening night.
Scoop is so emotional. He's getting choked up before first serve, as we're officially 1 minute and 3 seconds away from both these teams opening up the 2024 campaign. One thing that we can mention here, and you see the Bulldogs over in the corner, and right there, that is our player profile. That is senior leader Carly Hoffman, basically giving the troops the speech. This is where, as a coach, you can say it, but it certainly has more impact if your players, and in this case, a respected senior leader does it, and you can see it. She's amped up right now.
Yeah, and certainly you love to see that, because that message is going to be heard loud and strong by all these young women out there, and you could see it in the eyes. When you talk about having the game face on, that was it.
There you get a good look. The opposite side of the gymnasium from where we're setting up, and if you're saying, wow, they've got the bleachers pulled out, normally under the Kirk's Crazies section, that would be the student body. That is what they're going to do this season for volleyball. Bree Brenner said that the students that they talked to when they came usually were sitting basically on one of the two sides, but with your parents or with other family members, they didn't feel that they could really get loud, they could stand up and create kind of the raucous atmosphere that this place is known for other sports. So what did they do? The administration agreed. They're going to pull the bleachers, and the students will have their own section for volleyball.
I love it. And if you know anything about this Defiance student body, they're going to get this place rocking this season go. They're missing a lot of people tonight as the football team is over at Napoleon.
Watching a
scouting
scrimmage.
their scrimmage tonight, but certainly a great crowd here tonight, and what should be an absolutely fantastic match here to start this season out here this evening.
Warm-ups are finished. You can see the colors being draped, or unfurled, I should say, at half court. It's time for our national anthem. It is brought to you by Veterans Service Commission of Defiance. They are here to assist veterans and their families in times of need. The Veterans Service Commission of Defiance. Give them a call, 419-782-6861. Everyone coming to a stand. Caps off, hands over hearts. Veterans offering a salute, if they so choose, our national anthem. National anthem in the books again. Brought to you by our sponsor, Veterans Service Commission of Defiance. They're here to assist veterans and families in times of need. 419-782-6861. Defiance in their home whites with the blue lettering and numerals, the blue shorts. Napoleon in their multicolored tops. It's kind of black that fades to gray with the red lettering and numerals, the gray shorts. Napoleon's players shaking hands or fist pumping virtually everybody in the gym, at least on the floor, from the officials to the opposition to the opposition's coaches, a couple of members at the scorer's table, and even their own coach. Talk about getting your exercise in before you even throw up the first serve. Well, there you got a good look at number 4. Lily Cruz, the 5'3" senior libero. Players to keep an eye on, especially number 11. And she's about to enter your picture frame there. And that is the 5'6" junior setter, one of the 2 captains, and daughter of the coach. And there you see the coach, Jenna Riseborough. Well, quickly you saw her there on the far left. There you see number 11 right in the middle of the action. Now the non-starters for Defiance. They've got depth, Scoop, primarily in that back row.
They do, and the thing they've got to overcome, Brent, the fact that you got to go back to the 2017 season, the last time Defiance started out their season with a win. So this could be a good jump start for the season. And again, no better team to beat if you're Defiance than Napoleon. Of course, that holds true for Napoleon on the other side. But again, Defiance has won the last two in this series. The last win for Napoleon came back 2 seasons ago on October 16th, a 3-1 win at the Grand Canyon. But also, as we mentioned earlier, Defiance has dominated recently, winning 12 of the last 13 matches. And Napoleon would like to put an end to that streak here tonight.
Speaking of streaks, they're going to start a new one this season, and it begins tonight, Scoop. For every service ace by Defiance, the managers are going to throw out a coupon for a free hot dog at the concession stand.
Well, I hope they got good arms because I think I'm going to try to lean over the railing here and see if I can get me one.
The starters about to be announced. They've got some of the upperclassmen and senior managers, I believe, here too. Dylan Johnson, who does play club volleyball and is looking to play college volleyball. And he has got California Surfer written all over him. I don't know if our camera can get a shot of his video on the Jumbotron here. But he is a team favorite, and I'm beginning to think maybe a crowd favorite as well. And there you take a look at him. One last handshake before they get set to try and beat each other up for the next 3, possibly more sets. We have been waiting. It has taken a little longer than anticipated. We're closer to 8, actually a little after 8 o'clock, before we get set for varsity action here. But it's time now to do it. High fives, pleasantries, and get your game face on. Ella Westrick, a very spirited 5'3" libero. You can hear the smacks from the hands all the way up here. And it will be Piper Hampton, number 2, the 5'2" senior at DS. Looking to see if there are any changes from what we gave. Emma Tackett's on the court as well. All right, so this is going to be an exceptionally defensive-oriented rotation to open up the game. So up front, checking to see who we've got here. Megan Williams, the setter. And it looks like we are going to have Chloe Seiler up in the front row. She'll be hitting opposite. So first serve off the fist of Piper Hampton, and game is finally on. And Defiance will get a free ball. Williams setting in the middle, and that's going to sail wide.
A strong deep serve that time by Hampton, but well received by that Napoleon back row. Napoleon's able to get an early side out.
Serving straight down the middle, that kind of rolled up the arms. This is probably going to be a free ball. That might have been sailing wide, but played by Napoleon. Will come to the near corner, and that was right at the forehead of Ella Westrick. Nothing she could do there. And Ava Good with the kill.
Great job there by Good. She's able to get on the strong side there with that good right-handed hammer. Just too hot to handle there for the Bulldogs.
Going at Tackett. Again, a little out of system. And it doesn't seem to matter for Carly Hoffman. Wow.
Well, that's a tough angle shot there for Hoffman. Looked like she was kind of running out of real estate there on that left side, but she put one right down the pipe. Defiance on the board, trying to tie it up with the serve here.
So Westrick back to serve. She'll do a jump serve, trying to go deep into the far corner. And this will be a free ball. Again, taking Williams out of it, though, as the first touch. We'll see if they can do something with it here, and that's going to go off the tape. It's also going to sail wide off the fingertips of Ava Good.
Great job by the Bulldogs, really putting Napoleon on the defensive side of things. They took advantage of the free ball, and they cashed in to knot things up at 2.
Right down the middle, a short serve. Wasn't truly a joust at the net there. As Tackett now finally into system, and quickly, no, great up. Will play on. That's the only way Williams knows how to play, but Napoleon now with a free ball. A back set to the far pin. In system, Williams sets. Hoffman with the dink. Tremendous up, though, by Riseborough. They'll set far pin again, and that's going to sail long. Or was it off the touch? They're going to say touched off the block of Napoleon.
Oh, that's a tough point right there. Defiance really had to earn that. Napoleon was somehow able to extend that point. But we'll see how they do rule it. It is off the touch,
yep.
So great job there by Defiance. They've now gone 3 unanswered points here.
They take their first lead at 3-2. Well, going again right at their outside hitter, Good. She'll send a free ball over. We'll see if Defiance can make something out of it. Again, they'll set to the far side, and that is a great adjustment mid-swing by Carly Hoffman.
It really was. You can see why Hoffman has so many kills throughout her career. That was nowhere really near her strike zone, but she made that mid-air adjustment, made it look easy. Now 4 consecutive points for the Bulldogs.
Short serve, clipping the top of the tape. And again, a free ball sent over. Tackett. Williams sets. Combination play. Unloading. Tremendous job on the kill. Was that
great
Tackett?
job. As Ellie stacked that time, putting the hammer down. That was sensational. You talk about being aggressive, getting your strike zone. 5 straight points now for Defiance.
Trying to work a little bit quicker. Tremendous up by Lily Cruz. Williams lays out, and this will come out of the back row. They'll set Good to the near side. It's down. Well, what an angle by Ava Good.
Oh, tough cut angle shot that time by Ava Good. But again, when she's on her strong hand side like we saw right there, boy, that's going to be tough stopping. I know Defiance wants to be aggressive in their block attacks, but good luck trying to stop the 5'11 junior Ava Good. That ends a 5-0 Defiance run.
So 5-3. Napoleon will do the honors serving. This is going to be number 23, Hannah Miller. With the side out, make it 6-3. And here comes Megan Williams. She's got a jump serve. A little bit of a hop step. Nifty looking. Joust at the net. Put away by Hoffman.
Great job by Carly Hoffman. That time she was recipient of the party ball. That ball just hit a little bit too far there. When you get those opportunities, your eyes light up, and credit to Hoffman. She takes advantage.
Williams, again a short serve, but this time Miller adjusts and comes up on it. In system, unloading, put away by Hannah Miller.
Great execution by the Wildcats, who certainly are showing they've got some good outside hitters to go to.
In to serve, Michaela Cruz. Hoffman. This will be a free ball, miscommunication. Williams sets far pin. And that bounced in anyway. It would have gone out of bounds off the block. And Carly Hoffman already with 3 kills in the early going.
Yeah, that was a tape shot right there. But again, credit this Defiance team. They have such great court coverage. Their defensive play has been excellent.
In system and just mistimed. Bailey Lanning just mistimed it and whiffed.
Yeah, that was a waffle right there. She really had it where she wanted, but I think the timing wasn't quite right.
And right now, Defiance on a run. And just as I say that, it comes to an end.
A great job by Lily Cruz ducking out of the way at the last second as that serve sailed just long. A rare service error here by the Bulldogs.
Ava Good, speaking of service errors, smacks her hands together in frustration. Those are gifts. Those are unearned. And it's now 10-5 Defiance. As back to serve is Ellie Stack. Good looking serve, and it sails just a little bit long.
You know, I think that's kind of be expected tonight. I mean, you never want to see those unforced errors, but I think the fact that you've got two teams really amped up, you got a great crowd here tonight. Right now, maybe trying to do a little bit too much on the serving, but I know that's been an emphasis from both coaches. They want to be aggressive, try to serve deep here, and try to get the opponents on the heels early.
Setting to the far pin, and nice adjustment. As that time, Bella Rollison comes up with the kill. Oh, no, excuse me. Out of bounds.
So just long.
Trying to counter at the other end. Ava McCarrier in, and Defiance took a little extra, but gets the point.
Great job that time by Ralston. Welcome to the block party, she says, as she's able to get the kill off the block. Lead up to 4 again for Defiance. And another service error once again by the Bulldogs. Allowing Napoleon here to hang around, trailing just 8-11 here as we approach the midway point of this opening set.
Back to put a fist into it. Bailey Lamming. A little bit of congestion at the net. Nice up by Emma Tackett, who wants it. Little miscommunication, unloading, and that's just a little bit long.
Yeah, real good execution by Defiance, but that spike sails just a little bit long there, maybe a couple inches deep. And don't look now, but Napoleon trailing just by 2 here, working their way back in. There's a service ace.
Bottom fell out of that one.
You can see the chalk fly off that inline right there. Napoleon now on a little run here, trying to answer that early 5-0 run that Defiance had early in the set. Looking to tie it right here.
Another bullet serve. Nice first touch by Westrick. Unloading and kind of an inside-out angle with her arm, and Rattleson puts it away.
Oh, that's a big-time shot that time by the 5'9 junior, Isabel Ralston. Again, nice angle shot right on the sideline. Big point for the Bulldogs.
Hampton back to serve. All 5-2 of her, and shanked off the platform. Are they going to technically call that an ace? The students want a free hot dog. Are they going to get one?
Oh, yeah. There it is.
But it doesn't go to them. So Piper Hampton with the first ace. That one sails just a bit long. Boy, it's just been a game of runs here tonight, Scoop. Nobody's been able to put a solid maybe 4 to 5 point run, but everybody here's got a couple here, then all of a sudden somebody else will counter with another couple.
Yeah, this is a quick 3-0 Defiance run. Look to extend it, and that serve sails just a little bit long. So that ends that mini run there by the Bulldogs as Hampton serves one deep. A much-needed point there for Napoleon.
14-11. Williams will bump it up. And, oh, what an angle. Tremendous. Cutting it close, and Carly Hoffman with her 4th kill of the night.
Great job by Hoffman. But give Megan Williams a lot of credit. That was an excellent set. Got her in good position there, and she paints that sideline there with the kill. Lead back to 4 once again for Defiance.
Ellie Stack back in the middle. Ella Westrick to serve. They'll set to the far edge. The ball blocks. Can they do anything with it in that 10-foot area? The block is there for Napoleon. Oops, I think that was a combination play, but somebody was late to it. And Napoleon will get a freebie. Good, powers it down. Nice up, nice dink by Williams. We play on. Setting to the far pin again, just wide. Best rally so far of the evening.
That was a great rally, and that time Defiance got a good look there, was able to get the ball on the strong side there for Hoffman. But wow, you talk about game of inches. That did not miss by more than a few eyelashes.
15-12, game stays tight. Good first touch by Hampton, a little bit of a run by Williams. Good, gets a platform out quickly, and she immediately returns to try and power one down. Williams in system, dinked over and out of bounds off of the block. And Carly Hoffman now with 5 so far in the first set.
Well, great recognition by Hoffman. She saw they had the double block there on that defensive attack, and she took a little off there, was able to dink it over.
Williams back to serve. Good deep serve. They'll set to the near side. Oh, wow, right in her grill, but Westrick more out of self-preservation. And that ball tapped over by Good. It sails wide.
I love how Defiance is really putting a lot of pressure on Napoleon. It really starts with these serves. Been very accurate, very deep, good velo.
Good short serve. And up from the knees, but takes the setter out of the equation. Williams back sets. Block is there. Good stuffs it. They'll play on. Joust at the net. The block was there again. No, it rolled down the net. For a second, from where we were sitting, it looked like it had come over the edge of the net. It did not. And as surprised as we are, so was Michaela Cruz, because I think she thought she had that one. She did.
Yeah, I think
yes, she did. All right. Do we have a net violation there?
I think they got her for reaching over the net,
okay.
So that's going to slowly take away a little momentum from Defiance. But Napoleon's been behind the 8 ball here this entire set.
Nice up from her knees by Good. Second touch. Moving towards the net. Oh, what an angle by Hoffman! Again, Scoop, that's a perfect example of it's not always how hard you unload on it, but it's can you put it where you want it.
That's a great adjustment. And how about Ella Westrick there, giving her something to work with on an incredible pass to the front row.
This will be a free ball. Can Defiance do something with it? In system. Williams, combination play. Ball tapped around, it won't clear.
And Defiance right now doing an outstanding job taking advantage of each and every freebie, and Napoleon's going to want to talk it over as they burn a timeout.
Timeout from Coach Riseborough. We will keep it here. But a situation where, for the first time in this match, one team, and in this case Defiance, has been able to put more than a 2 to 3 point run together, and they now lead by 6. What have they done to get there, Scoop?
Well, they've been very consistent. I love their aggressive approach. You know, they've done a nice job of really trying to get Napoleon on their heels, trying to get Napoleon in that defensive mode where they're not as aggressive offensively, and I think it's worked really well. They've also done a great job of really minimizing mistakes, and something we knew would be a strength of Defiance. Their court coverage is incredible.
Yes.
Napoleon's had at least half a dozen points against anybody else. I think they're probably going to chalk it up as a point, go back to the service line, but Defiance has a way to extend those points, get to those balls, extend these rallies. That's been the difference here on a very well contested here opening set here tonight.
Hoffman back to serve. Unofficially, I have her for 6 kills so far here in the first set. That all-important 20-point mark. You often hear first team to 20 has the advantage. Unloading, they run good to the opposite side. Little pinball. That's going to be a tough angle. Nice job by Bella Rollison. They'll set her now on the far pin. Hammers it down. Her second kill of the set.
Oh, this is excellent volleyball. You know, how about Rollison able to be in position for that dump? She anticipated it well. She was able to handle it clean. And then you saw the results from there. Another kill there for the Bulldogs. Now up a touchdown here over Napoleon.
Hoffman working deep. Boy, Good had to get her hands up. This one tapped over and just plain well placed by Bailey Lanning.
Yeah, that's one of those balls you just got to tip your cap to Napoleon. Great job of seeing the opening and able to dump it across there early in the rally. And a much-needed point there for the Wildcats.
Good goes back to serve. Bottom fell out of that one. Good up by Hoffman. They'll run her out of the back row, and well placed in the back corner. Wow. And another Premier Bank kill. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking featuring features that fit your unique lifestyle. YourPremierBank.com. Unofficially, I've got 7 now for Hoffman.
Yeah, she's been lights out. That one perfectly placed back in that corner.
Allie Stack with a good serve. That one shanked off the platform. Tapped over. Working it to the back row, and a tremendous up, but just not quite tall enough for Lily Cruz.
And that's the one thing Defiance does so well. We talked about having a strong volleyball IQ, that they saw that Napoleon was a little out of position, creeping in that back row, and a nice dump there to the corner. Largest lead of the opening set.
Well, Stack with a burner right off of Cruz, and if this clears, it does. It's a free ball in system. Williams sets. That was a little off the tape, and Defiance gives an opportunity right back. Cross court, a little long off the fists of Hannah Nagel.
Again, great reaction by Defiance. Napoleon had a couple good hits in there. Ralston was able to save that one on the back of her fist there. Now nice. The largest lead of this opening set.
And that's just a beauty inside-out swing. I believe Napoleon's uniforms, folks, they look snazzy, but as black fades to gray, fades to red, it's almost like an optical illusion from the upper track or the upper deck here. It is tough to read. I'm seriously thinking I'm going to have to pull my binocs because it is tough to read when Napoleon's on the far end of the court. I believe that was Lanning. Good first touch by Hoffman. They'll set her out of the back row from her knees. Nice job on the up. Dinked over, and a play that was absolutely out of system ends up being a point by Lila Huddle.
Yeah, great job there by Huddle, recognizing there was a seam there right behind that front row, and she hit it.
Williams sets to the near pin, and it's a little off. Williams will get another opportunity. Rollison takes advantage of this one.
Oh, that's big-time play there by Defiance. It started with great defense as Napoleon ran a nice flare there to the right side, handled well, and then you saw Rollison there put the hammer down. We're looking at first set point here for Defiance coming up.
The set point brought to you by Stambaugh Jewelers. We'll have to wait for it as it sails long. Stambaugh Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stambaugh Jewelers has something for every occasion since 1948. Still 7 more set points. Oh, that's a great decision by Williams on the dink. They'll play it. Great block in the middle by Chloe Seiler. In system, Rallison down the pipe. There it is. Set number 1 to the Bulldogs.
Great job by Defiance. Get the ball to the girl with the hot hand. It was Ralston there down the stretch. They found her again. And on the second set point opportunity, Defiance cashes in. They win the opening set 25-17.
That's the end of set number 1. This set break courtesy of Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. Celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. Set 1 to the Bulldogs. They'll switch ends. We'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Defiance Volleyball on DCTV Sports. There were like 3 or 4 of these.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Cue up Ozzy Osbourne and Crazy Train on the PA system as we get set for set number 2. Defiance hosting arch rival Napoleon. It is the 2024 season opener. The Bulldogs won set number 1, 25-17. Folks, these are unofficial, but I think we're close. Carly Hoffman with 7 kills for the Bulldogs in that first set. And how about Bella Rallison with 4? They spread the wealth, and not the least of which, I can't keep track of everything, folks. It's still a little early, and we're busting off a lot of rust. But Megan Williams, the setter, covered a ton of ground. She got to almost every second ball. It might not have been a true set, but she bumped it, she kept it alive, and what that allows her teammates to do, for the most part, is stay in position.
Oh, you're right. I think Defiance has found the game plan to a T. I mean, they're really utilizing their strengths. They're getting the ball to the hot hitters. We saw Huffman there early. I mean, they even had a couple pipe sets to her in that back row, but then Ralston got hot there down the stretch. They found her multiple times. So, again, great team effort. Take advantage of what the other team is giving you. And Defiance, other than a few service errors early, I think they a little jittery coming out, really played an outstanding opening set here tonight.
On the flip side, unofficially, I had Ava Good with 4 kills for Napoleon. She is everywhere, but Scoop, they're going to need a second Terminator. Otherwise, it's going to be easy to double her the remainder of the match.
Yeah, you want to try to get the ball to Ava Good as much as you can, but Defiance has done a nice job of really trying to put a lot of pressure on her with some attack blocking. So Napoleon does have to have that secondary hitter step up here sooner than later.
Maggie Riseborough unloads on the serve to open up set number 2. She'll try it again here. Joust at the net, and this one's going to be off the block of Chloe Seiler.
Great job that time by the Wildcats. Staying aggressive, they had a nice block there, Defiance that time, but Napoleon stayed the course, was able to get the kill off the second one. Wildcats jump up on top early.
That one goes long, and just like that, side out, Defiance will get their shot at a service here. The feisty young defensive specialist, Ella Westrick, stands in at just 5'3", but she is a keg of dynamite. They'll set near pin. Unloading. Lila Huddle, and that's just a great response by Defiance.
It really was. You talk about playing as a team. That's exactly what we're seeing here from Defiance here in the early going. That time they're able to get the kill there from Ellie Stack.
Short serve. Set up. That was a quick set. Tremendous up by Tackett, and it saves the point. It allows Hoffman for her 8th kill.
Great job. And Michaela Cruz there for Napoleon. She brought the heat that time, and normally that's going to be a kill. But again, credit Defiance. They just continue to find ways to extend points. And now Westrick serving again.
Up 3-1, goes with a short, and sometimes better to be lucky than good. She takes advantage of the tape. That'll go down as a service ace.
Yeah, a little string music there off the net. Those things tend to even out, but certainly Defiance loves it. They now have a 4-0 run after losing that opening point here, set 2.
Now unloads. That one comes off the platform of Lila Huddle. Williams off the set, and the timing just a little bit off. Stack puts it into the net.
Yeah, that's a ball there that Defiance is normally going to cash in on. Looked like a pretty good set that time by Williams, but again, the timing just not quite there.
So back to do the serving honors, Hannah Miller. It is quick. Well, the first set somewhat playing out, the second set somewhat playing out like the first one, kind of back and forth. And it wasn't until both teams hit double digits that Defiance found the range, as Williams with a very short serve. This one dinked over by Huddle. They'll, off the tape, they'll set up Hoffman. Sometimes you just have the feel, don't you?
You do, and it can be contagious. Another tape shot there that ends up going down for the kill by Huffman. Now Defiance up early again, 6-2 here in the second set.
Williams will serve from the near side. Goes deep. This one's put up by Miller. They'll set to the near corner. Nice job, dinked over, and that was just feathery by Taylor Hendricks, a 5'7" junior, picking up her first kill.
Yeah, great job by the outside hitter there, Hendricks. Again, just a good adjustment, was able to take advantage and threw a wrinkle Defiance's way. Right now, Napoleon finding out you just don't have that type of margin of error to give away serves. They've had some service issues the first 2 sets here. We'll see if they can make the adjustment here.
They'll set to the near pin. Nice job to unload by Lamming, but again, a great up. Defiance's defense has been there for the most part tonight. And again, this was something that Coach Jenna Riseborough talked about. Defiance, they're just a group of counterpunchers. They will extend points. You have to stay focused. Lawson actually taking her platform out, and this will be a free ball. Riseborough sets to the near pin. Best offensive execution so far of the evening by the Wildcats, and Taylor Hendricks puts it away.
Yeah, great job by Hendricks. And again, great teamwork that time by the Wildcats. That's something they need to do more of. Really control that back row and try to get in the sweet spot of their hitters.
A lot of huddle back to serve. This is a long run for Williams, and it won't clear the net.
You know, Brent, I think this is the longest run of the match here for Napoleon, albeit only 3 consecutive points, but Napoleon will take it. A chance to tie things up right here.
Nice job to get her platform out early by Westrick. They'll set to the far pin, and Rallison sends it just a bit long. Well, don't look now, but all of a sudden, 4 straight points, and we're knotted up at 7-all.
Yeah, great job by Napoleon. They've took some punches here early. We'll see if they can continue to fight back into this match.
Nice job to get to her knees. Williams in system. Riseborough sets Hendricks. Boy, where has she been? And more specifically, how much more has she got in her? Hendricks with her 3rd termination of this set.
Great dink that time by the Wildcats. And now they've taken their first lead of the second set.
Bumped up out of the back row, Hoffman. They will set, and that is just unloaded. Bringing it down the pike, Bailey Lamming.
Incredible 6 consecutive points now for Napoleon. It's enjoying their largest lead of the night at 2 points here in the second set.
Rallison finally brings an end to it after 6 straight.
Yeah, her elevation is so good. That time she really hit it at the apex of her jump. And just no chance for Napoleon there. Good looking kill once again by Rallison.
Stacked back to serve. Low liner from her knees. Nice up by Cruz. Somewhat of a free ball. Williams sets Rallison again. Powers it down. Scoop, she was a middle blocker last year, but the coaching staff said your arm angle and the way you unload on it, we want you to work from the pins, and it's paying dividends.
Yeah, she's so good, especially on that strong side. And right now, she's just saying, feed me, as Defiance is knotting things up here on the nice kill by Ralston.
Riseborough, this one off the block. Back and forth we go. Ella Westrick trying to check back in. She ran right into the backside of Coach Bree Brenner. Back to serve. Kate Harmon, 5'4" junior. Puts a fist into it. Good first touch. Trying on the dink off the setter was a good idea by Williams, but she tried that over her back shoulder scoop, and she didn't see that she was being doubled.
Yeah, great job. That time I think Lamming's going to get credit here for the block and the kill. But great anticipation that time by Napoleon defense.
Harmon puts a fist into it. They'll set. Hoffman out of the back row. Long run for Riseborough. Good with an odd angle. In the middle and pushed over.
A little bit of a feathery touch by Chloe Seiler.
That's a heads-up play for a sophomore. That time Seiler knew exactly where that Wildcat defense was. A great push there to that left side. Nobody home there for the Wildcats. Defiance could knot things up for the 4th time here with the point here.
Tackett into serve. And are they going to go ahead and count that as an ace?
Well, we've got French fries on the board, 11-11. Defiance now on a little mini run of themselves, trying to retake the lead here.
Tackett tried to take advantage of the net, but not this time. 12-11. Somebody's getting a free hot dog as it finally works its way into the crowd. Student body has given one of the managers here a lot of flack. They're thinking they should be getting a bit more love. Riseborough sets good near side, and she pumps her fist. Boy, she was pretty much I don't want to say the only option, but she was the most successful option for Napoleon in that first set. They're finally going back to her, and it's starting to kick in again.
Yeah, that's tough to stop there. A good angle shot. There's going to be a service ace for the Wildcats, as they've now gone on a little run themselves, and Defiance is going to talk it over as they burn a timeout here.
Bailey Lamming will head back, see if she can't get some more off of her serve, but with a timeout, we're going to take one as well. 14-11, Napoleon with the lead. You are watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Back at the dog pound, putting a fist into it, Bailey Lamming. She already has a service ace from her knees, great up. But Defiance stays in system. Rallison unloads.
Yeah, you think they had that talked about during the timeout there. They go right to Ralston. First one, Wildcats had the answer. The second time, Ralston just put it down a little bit harder, and she gets the kill. Much needed point for the Bulldogs.
Piper Hampton puts a fist into it. Bulldogs still down by a couple, and that's just well run by Napoleon as Michaela Cruz. She was their leader in blocks last year. She's been basically, Coach Riseborough told me she's our first option offensively. She's been quiet so far this evening. I only have that as her second kill.
Yeah, great job by the senior to get that Premier Bank kill. A good answer there by Napoleon.
Nice up by Hampton from her knees. Hoffman tries to unload. Now the libero Cruz tries to send it over. Now finally in system. Hoffman with the dink, the block's there, and are we going to have a net violation? Looks like we will. Or actually, is it going to be a carry? Either way, it's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, and they pull back to within a pair at 15-13.
Great job finding Hoffman there on that left side. From the 4 spots, able to get the kill.
Westrick down the middle. They'll set near pin into the tape. Lila Huddle smacks her hands together. She wants that one back. Westrick trying to tie it up. She'll take a long approach off her jump serve. Well, that rolls right up the arms of Huddle. And this is going to be a free ball. Williams unloading. Oh, tremendous. That ball I don't think cleared the tape, or did it?
That's going to be 4 hits on Defiance. The effort was there. They're able to save that, but I think that was the right call. I think that hit all tape, was not part of the block. The point ends that mini Defiance run to get back on top by 2. And Ava Good stepping back to serve here for the Wildcats.
Ava Good, she's had herself a night, a handful of kills, back to serve here. Jump serve. Man, that thing is nasty. Oh, nice dink over her shoulder by Williams. Joust at the net. This is going to be point Defiance.
Yeah, Napoleon's going to get whistled for 4 hits there. So Defiance did exactly what they needed to do. They're able to side out Ava Good early. Now Defiance trying to tie this second set up for the 6th time here.
Megan Williams again with that nifty jump serve. Hoffman tried to finish it off. They're playing pinball with it, and this will be a free ball for the Bulldogs. Williams is there. Hoffman unloads. Oh, tremendous up by Riseborough. Defiance will get another opportunity. Pass was a little off. Hoffman had to take it on the move. Unloading here. Oh, what tremendous coverage by Westrick. Unfortunately, they can't get the point continued, but you gotta love the effort from both sides of the net on that point.
Boy, you really do. Napoleon that time put a lot of pressure on Lila Huddle that time. The senior outside hitter is able to finally break through there with that nice spike.
Michaela Cruz serving right at Hoffman, trying to take her out of the point early. Riseborough with a back set, unloading cross court. Williams showing that defensive specialist in her, still in her blood, but Defiance unable to terminate as it falls underneath the net. And now all of a sudden a little bit more daylight here for Napoleon, trying to knock this thing up at a set apiece.
Napoleon playing really well right now. And how about Taylor Hendricks there with the offhand, hitting that nice cut angle shot.
Williams to Hoffman. Was that off the block? Yes, it was. Point Defiance and a much needed side out.
Great job by the Bulldogs. You know, even though things haven't gone well for them here in the later stage of the second set, they're staying the course, they're staying aggressive, and that was a great, excellent play that time by Defiance. Now they can cut the lead in half.
Hoffman goes deep and right at Cruz. Dinked over. Took the setter out of the play here, though, as Williams had to dink it over. There's that DS in her. She is covering everything. Feathery touch by Rallison. Long run. Can they clear the net? They can. We'll see if Defiance can do anything with it. That pass was a little bit off. Still out of bounds. It's like street ball right now. Who can play best out of system?
I tell you what, credit both these teams here. They're leaving everything out there on every point. And right now, Defiance doing all they can to try to tie things up here, serving, trailing by 1.
That's going to be a service ace for Hoffman. She'll be the 4th Bulldog to record one in this match.
And that student body looking for the freebie down there.
They're hungry. Boy, great up off the knees. Rollison is there to terminate right at the net. And all of a sudden, Defiance now up by a point.
Defiance has found that extra gear. And right now, Carly Huffman doing her job here with the serve, putting a lot of pressure on that Napoleon defense. We have our second lead change of this second set.
Hoffman going up the far side. Rallison's there again. That's the equivalent of cutting your meat for you at dinner. That's the second play that is almost looking like a carbon copy of the previous one. And Scoop, if my math is correct, Bella Rallison now with 10 terminations.
Just incredible. And a smart timeout by Napoleon. You can just feel the momentum shifting here to the Defiance side, not just on the court, but in the bleachers as well. And a smart timeout that time by Coach Riseborough as her team's trailing by 2. But once again, Defiance gets to that 20 number first once again. We'll see if they can hold on.
Boy, just a blink of an eye ago, Napoleon was up 18-16 and looked to be, I don't want to say in control, but definitely had the momentum. And now all of a sudden, 4 straight points ripped off. Carly Hoffman continuing to try and keep her hot serving up. And Napoleon on their heels a little bit as the Bulldogs now up by a pair.
Yeah, remember Napoleon was down 4 early in the set, but they took that 3-point advantage actually a little bit ago. But now Defiance has found that second wind, up by 2 with the serve.
Hoffman right at Cruz in system. They'll set to the near side. Westrick out of self-defense. That's going to be a double touch. And the momentum has swung and swung critically here late in the second set for Defiance.
Well, that's a tough break because Defiance was really on their heels. They really kind of hit an overkill there.
That ball goes to the tower. The umpire's there saying I'm ineligible. Don't have any.
I did not see a fair catch signal from him either.
How many straight does this make off of Hoffman's serve now?
I believe that's six in a row.
Well, she unloads there at the net. Quick up. Can they play it? Yes. No, it won't clear the net. 7 straight off the serve of Carly Hoffman. Now just 2 points away from making it a 2-0 lead. Rallison out of bounds off the block. Set point.
Unreal. 8 points row for Defiance. And right now they have they're at sextuple set point here.
Yes. Brought to you by Stambaugh Jewelers. Going to the far side off her knee. And that's going to sail long. Now that's one of those situations where it certainly looked like Ellie Stack didn't anticipate the ball coming over off a first touch, and she wasn't quite ready.
Yeah, much needed point obviously for Napoleon, but still at quintuple set point against.
Nice job by Westrick on the first touch. Rallison with the termination. Set 2, Bulldogs. 25-19, and the hosts now taking command here, up 2-0.
Wow, that was impressive the way they closed out that second set. Napoleon was playing so well, had so many things going their way, but credit the grit of Defiance there, that no-quit attitude. They stayed the course there.
And the serving of Carly Hoffman.
And the serving just was tremendous. I mean, they had so many service winners and aces there down the stretch. Really did a great job putting that pressure on Napoleon. And now Napoleon finds himself with their back to the wall, trailing 2-0.
We'll go to the third set when we come back. This set break brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon. Check them out online at midwestcommunity.org. Bulldogs up 2-0. Can they finish it out in 3, or will the Wildcats force a fourth? Stick around and find out. We're back right after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
The Strady Center for the Arts. Entertainment on a whole new level. The Strady Center for the Arts presents a full lineup of culture and entertainment right here in our community. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets today at defiancearts.org.
45 seconds out before we hear first serve for set number 3. We welcome you back to the Dog Pound. Brent Balbinot, Scoop Miller on DCTV Sports. Defiance down by as many as 4 points in that second set, rolling off 8 straight off the serve of Carly Hoffman. And Defiance, I think, is still wondering what hit them, as they were in position to even this match up at a set apiece. Now the Wildcats find themselves down 2-0. We'll see what grip they've got left in them. If you're Defiance, you want to close this out as early as possible.
You do. I think you want to really get out of the gates here in this third set. Start getting doubt to creep in on that Napoleon side. But what can you say about the determination there, Defiance in that second set? They did have their backs to the wall. Napoleon playing so well. Defiance just found a way to turn up the dial, and Napoleon had no answer as we saw Defiance close out on a 9-0 run to win that second set. Now the Wildcats in danger of getting swept here for the third straight season by Defiance.
Unofficially, I have Carly Hoffman with 9 kills and Isabella Rallison with 10. She fed in that second set.
Well, she's just playing so far above the net right now that Napoleon, even with their size, they've had a hard time getting some attack blocks on her. We'll see what type of adjustments the Wildcats make here, trying to extend this match.
Well, good set. Is that out of bounds off the block? It is. And Napoleon will get the side out to start the third set, as that will send Maggie Riseborough back to serve.
This is the third straight game that Napoleon has come out and scored the opening point, but Defiance has seemed to have an answer. We'll see if they can do it one more time.
Oh, that might have gone off the heel of Williams. And that ball tapped over by Chloe Seiler. And Napoleon makes it 2 straight to open up set number 3.
This is the start that Napoleon needs. They have to find a way to get some confidence, try to get Defiance on their heels here a little bit.
Long run for Williams. This one's tapped over. Tremendous up by Cruz. Good, showing a feathery touch. Scoop, I'm sitting here looking at who steps up right now. Now, part of it is you've got to have good passing, get everybody in position. But I think you've got to feed Ava Good if you want back into this match if you're Napoleon.
You do, and credit Lily Cruz there. That time the senior just sold out there to extend that point. It ends up paying off.
Little miscommunication in the back row by teammates.
Defiance ends a quick 3-0 run here by Napoleon. And now Ella Westrick, the senior libero, will step back with the serve here.
She's got a nice jump serve. That thing just barely crosses the tape, and as you can see right there, difficult to handle. Williams sets far pin. It's a little back, but Hoffman gets a good angle on it. Dinked over by Riseborough, and that's going to pay dividends.
Well, that's a big point for Napoleon because you want to try to get Ella Westrick off of that service line, and she had another fantastic serve. But great reception that time by the Wildcats. They were fortunate just to get the free ball over on the third hit, but yet they found a way to turn that point around.
Hannah Miller goes right at Tackett. This will come behind the 10-foot line. Nice up by Cruz. Dinked back. This will come out of the back row. Finally, Defiance in system. Hoffman can't take advantage of the tape this time. Cruz will bump it to Good, but she didn't quite have everything on it she wanted. Hoffman will try the same thing, but Cruz is there. In system. Good unloads again. Westrick out of self-preservation. Free ball sent over by Williams. Riseborough. Not quite a quick set. Oh, what a great up, and Hampton tried to keep it alive, but termination this time, and Napoleon has come out with both guns blazing to start the third period.
Oh, what a shot by Michaela Cruz. That time she put the hammer down, comes up with the Premier Bank kill. Napoleon enjoying a 5-1 advantage early here in this third set.
Hoffman unloads, cross court, side out.
Oh, what a tough cut angle there for Hoffman. Not a lot of athletes can make that type of shot, but she makes it look rather easily. And a much-needed point for Defiance, trailing by 3 here early in this third set.
Megan Williams also has a jump serve. We had a whistle. Do we have a violation? What happened?
I think out of rotation here for Napoleon.
Oh, out of rotation, and again, early. Matter of fact, you can't get any earlier in the opening match.
Those are the things you just have to avoid like the plague because, again, you have no margin of error when you're playing a team like Defiance who's not going to beat themselves, who's going to battle each and every point. Napoleon now catches a break there as that serve catches the tape and falls back on the Defiance side.
6-3. Back to serve. This should be Riseborough. Nice up by Hampton. In system. Boy, that's a great up out of the back row by Miller, but she didn't get a clean save on it. Here we go again. Back setting. Dinked over by McCarrier. Still in system. Guess who? The block unable to handle the heat of Carly Hoffman.
Yeah, great job by Williams once again, finding her on that left side. A nice soft set. Defiance creeping back, trailing by 2.
She rolled off 8 straight to take him to a set point, and she's picking up where she left off.
She is. I mean, the velo on that serve has been lights out here. She's hitting it deep, really putting a lot of pressure on Napoleon.
Also watching it, there's really no rotation on it. It's like a knuckleball. And Scoop, even if you get your platform out early, sometimes those just give you a lot of trouble.
Well, she does. She hits that floater, and it's got so much late movement on it. It's tough to pick cleanly. We've seen that time and time again.
Boy, Ava Good unloads. Westrick dives into the student body. Point continues on. Riseboro sets near pin, goes wide, but you can credit Ella Westrick with that point for Defiance.
Oh, that might be a match changer right there, because Defiance had no business coming with that point, but that was all Ella Westrick there, the hustle. She ended up in the second row there, the student body.
Stack on the service. This is going to be trouble, and nobody's going to be able to get to it. If Megan Williams can't get to it, you know nobody can.
Boy, that's the truth. We've seen her all over the floor. And again, this is going to be a fun team to watch all season. In fact, they just never give up on any points. They go after everything. We've seen them go into the back row of the back bleachers. We've seen them go into the side rows. And there's a great-looking shot right down the line.
Just wide.
Just wide.
Rollison tried to thread the needle, couldn't quite do it.
They've had so much success with Rollison going down that sideline.
Service error on the fault, and they give it right back. Katie Harmon just shaking her head. 9-7. Back to do the honors. It will be Emma Tackett.
But Tackett's had a nice game tonight from the defensive side of things, and there's going to be a service ace.
Yep. That will be her second of the night, and there was no man's land right there for libero Lily Cruz. She got caught, should I not? And at the last second threw her hands up, and it was too late.
You're exactly right. She got caught in between, and what that does, that feeds that student body once again as they're swarming.
Well, they're going right at her. Now stepping in front of her, Alexa Duryea tried to take it, but again, not in great position. She's now got 3 service aces on the night.
Oh, that time the managers threw out 2. I guess
Why
you
not?
get 2 in a row, you get 2, right? We'll
Ella
see if they get 3.
Tackett's going to feed the entire crowd tonight. Cruz goes to her knees. They'll put this one into motion. Nice diving up by Tackett. Nobody able to track that one down.
Great job by the opponent. They really need that. They need to get Tackett off that service line for one, but also they need to get back and control this third set. And right now they've retaken the lead, up 10-9 with the serve.
Look at this. Rollison taking the set from Hoffman, and that one will fall. That is just well placed.
Great job. I think that was Riseboro that time. A spot in the opening there, was able to push it back in that corner. Well done there. And a big point for Napoleon. Now looking for 3 in a row right here.
Bailey Lanning puts a fist into it. Tackett with a first touch. This will come out of the back row. Riseboro will set near pin. Hendricks into the net.
Well, they had the ball where they wanted. They got to the strong side hitter there. They're able to get that cut angle, but it just catches the tape, falls back.
Well, again, if you're Hendricks there, she took somewhat of a flat angle to the ball, as this might be another free ball sent over. In system, Williams. This time the middle, and we have double contact, I believe, on Williams.
Well, that time looked like the pass took her too much into the net there, stepped across the line.
That's the call, all right.
Napoleon now up 12-10.
Riseboro, well, that's a beauty of a serve. Hoffman, the block is there. The back set near side, the block is there again. Seiler thought she had it. They'll set to Good, cross court. Out of bounds, they'll call the block. Or was that double touch? Excuse me, I was looking down. Didn't see the tower official make the call. It is point for Napoleon. Ava Good now with 7 terminations by my spot chart. Unloading Seiler, the blocks there, my goodness. That was tough by Michaela Cruz.
Welcome to the block party. Napoleon doing a great job to net here, and Defiance wants to talk it over, trailing by 4 here in this third set.
We'll take a break as well. Defiance up 2-0. Napoleon trying to force a fourth set as they lead at 14-10. Don't go anywhere. We're back with more Bulldog Volleyball on DCTV Sports.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
The Strady Center for the Arts. Entertainment on a whole new level. The Strady Center for the Arts presents a full lineup of culture and entertainment right here in our community. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets today at defiancearts.org.
Napoleon Riseborough serving with her squad up 14-10, but down 2-0. Tape playing a little bit of a role for both teams, and a free ball. Oh, it's going to fall in the corner. It was down.
Yeah, you could not have dropped that ball in a better spot, not only on the sideline, but also on the end line. Picture perfect. Napoleon now with their biggest lead of this third set, up 5.
Riseborough trying to add to it. Good first touch by Tackett. Ball being shimmied around, and I thought we'd have a joust there, but the block for Napoleon laid back, and they let Hoffman unload on it.
Well, that was the party ball. I don't think Napoleon expected that first hit to go over the net, but once it did, Hupping right there to put the party ball away. A big answer there by the Bulldogs.
That really was. From 15-11 versus 16-10. Westrick with that nice jump serve. This will come a little bit back at the 10-foot mark. Williams will bump it up. Nice job by Stack. That will fall out of bounds.
Yeah, you're right, Brent. That was such a key point. And again, especially when you have the likes of Westrick and then Tackett serving, Napoleon's going to have to really play clean here in the back row.
Good first touch. The back set to the far pin, but the block is there. And point Defiance.
Yeah, that one's going to get called for 4 hits as that spike caught to tape and not a Defiance blocker. So Defiance now 3 straight points. Westrick trying to add another.
High looping lollipop serve. Good is there with the first touch. They'll set her. Dinks it over. She just has such high volleyball IQ.
It really was, and she timed that perfectly. Excellent job that time to catch Defiance off guard there a little bit with the dink.
Unofficially, I've got her for 8 so far on the night, as Hannah Miller will go back to serve, trying to extend her team's 3-point lead. A little bit of a collision in the back row. Put down by Good. Showing a little bit of emotion.
Great job at point, all predicated by that strong serve. Then you saw Good take advantage of the party ball. Up 4 once again.
Well, low line drive serve, just long.
When you have to keep that pressure in Defiance, you just cannot give up those points.
Williams takes a little bit of that crow hop before she puts a fist into it. Riseborough will set to the far pin. Nothing doing. Little pinball action. A couple Bulldogs to their knees. Unable to terminate.
This is just about where Napoleon was in that second set before Defiance turned it up a couple dials. We'll see if Napoleon can try to close things out. Still 7 points away.
That was 6. Just a long way to go for Megan Williams. That was too much to ask. And really, it was set up on a nice serve by Michaela Cruz.
Yeah, Michaela Cruz doing what she can to keep her team going here, trying to extend this match.
Well, they were here in set number 2, almost the exact same score. And that's when Carly Hoffman rolled off 8. The block is there. First one to 20. And the Wildcats are saying they will not go quietly.
Well, you knew they wanted, we've seen that all night here, the 3-setter we saw in the freshman match, the 3-setter to JV match. And right now, Napoleon up 6 here in this third set, trying to extend this match.
Look, there's no such thing as a 3-set point. You can only win one at a time. And right now, if you're Napoleon, the only focus, this becomes a 5-point, I don't want to say match, but a 5-point set right now.
Yeah, right now, all you're focusing on is the next point. You know, you're trying to get to 21, that you can't get to 5 on one serve here, so you just got to stay the course. Again, you have to like what you've seen from Napoleon here lately. Other than that last stretch there at the end of the second set, you know, the last set and 2/3, boy, they played really strong. And Defiance is still fine-tuned. You can see Defiance, they're still locked in. Napoleon's been a little better at the net here in this third set. And that's been the difference in this 2014 Wildcat advantage.
Cruz, seeing as she can't get something going more than a 2-point streak off her serve. Hoffman sends it a bit long. And now Napoleon beginning to smell it. Can they force a 4th set?
Up a touchdown, 21-14.
Largest lead of the night. Williams. Hoffman dinks it over. Tremendous layout, and that's going to be outside the antenna. So a crucial side out for the Bulldogs. They're still 6 points down. But here comes Carly Hoffman, who rolled off 8 straight just a set ago and literally snatched it away from the Wildcats. They'll set. That will go long. I believe that was Bailey Lanning.
Oh, can she do it again?
Well, she's got one under her belt. Service ace. Lily Cruz couldn't do anything with it.
She continues to rack up the points, and now the lead shrinks to just 4 here, deep in this third set.
2 straight off the service of Hoffman. Whoa, dangerous, jumping in front of Cruz. Off the block, and Westrick can't get to that one.
That was a dangerous play, but the right play, it worked perfectly there for Napoleon. Another good-looking serve from Huffman. But that time, Napoleon able to get the side out.
Putting a fist into it. They're going at Hoffman. Rallison with the termination and another Premier Bank kill.
Great job by Rallison. That's the thing, when you finally get Huffman out of that front row, now you got to deal with Rallison who comes in there.
Pick your poison.
And immediately makes her presence felt.
22-18, Defiance making this third set interesting.
Well, this is a huge point right here for both teams.
Dinked over. Oh, great up from her knees by Stack. In system. Off the antenna and off of Defiance. And now Napoleon just 2 points away from taking their first set of the night. And now there's a conversation between the tower official and the floor, and they're going to reverse the call. They are reversing the call.
Yeah, I think they got it right. That's what the umpire originally called there, the chair official.
So 22-19, we'll see how Napoleon responds. Long run for Riseborough, and this will be a free ball. Again, they go at Hoffman. They'll set Rallison. Should be out of bounds off the block. 22-20. And now Napoleon on their heels just a bit, and I think Coach Riseborough wants a timeout. Knowing what happened just a set ago, she's going to try to regroup the troops. Press that reset button and make sure they don't get tight. We talked about this as one of the keys to the game. Kill the nerves. You're playing with house money right now if you're Napoleon. But, Scoop, it's easier said than done when all of a sudden you think you're in control and your opposition has rolled off 4 straight points.
Well, you're right, and Napoleon had to be feeling good. They've been playing so well, and as tight as match this has been all night long, to get up by 5, you feel you got some breathing room, but just like that, Defiance goes on this run, and right now, trailing by 2 here, deep in the third set. Napoleon playing to survive here for another set. Defiance trying to close it out. trying to sweep the Wildcats for the third consecutive season.
Stack back to serve. Still 2 points down. Stack unloads. Good low serve. Give her an ace.
I tell you what, the manager's going to have to ice their arms down tonight after this contest. They've been throwing out the free food here. And right now, Defiance trying to tie it up with the serve.
8 service aces so far tonight for Defiance. And the Bulldogs will get a free ball. In system. Williams back sets. Hammered down. Seiler will play on. Oh, what a job from her knees, but that is out of bounds. I thought for a second that might have gone off the Napoleon block. And now every point crucial.
Again, both these teams just leaving it all out there. You cannot tell this is the first game of the season. This feels like a district final right here.
Westrick, good first touch. Dinked over by Robinson. Give her 12 on the night.
Oh, what a heads-up play there by Isabel Rowson. That time you could see Napoleon backing up there when she left her feet. And then she throws the change-up there, is able to dink it over for the Premier Bank kill.
Stack trying to tie it up. They go with Cruz, and another service ace. Tackett with her 4th of the evening.
What a perfect serve. Once again, Napoleon kind of caught in between. Do I hit it? Do I let it go? And that time, a late decision. Defiance trying to retake the lead here, knotted at 23 all.
It's become a 2-point set, a little too amped up. Tackett sends this one way past the service line. And it's now set point Napoleon. This set point brought to you by Stambaugh Jewelers, serving the community since 1948. Back to put a fist into it. Bailey Lanning. And it's long. Boy, that was close. And Tackett, that was an all or nothing decision.
Boy, that was. What a gutty play there. You talk about a game of inches. And now it's officially a barn burner here at 24-24.
Hampton back to serve. She sends it long.
You think these kids aren't juiced up here a little bit?
Nerves for both teams. We're back at set point. This time for Napoleon. And it's going to be their ace, Maggie Riseborough. The junior taking her time, gets the whistle. Tackett. Williams tried to dink it over, and we will have a 4th set. Napoleon, 26-24. They hang on to take set number 3. We wouldn't have expected anything else.
No, how impressive there. Napoleon, they dropped the first 2, and this is a team coming off a season where they only won 5 sets. 5 sets a year ago, but yet backs to the wall. Nip and tuck down the end. They found the presence to gut it out, and we're going to that 4th set.
This set break brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. Set number 4 when we come back. Defiance up 2-1. We'll see if they can finish it out or if the Wildcats will even it out. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
She's We are back at the Dog Pound. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. Napoleon, too much pride. You didn't expect them to just roll over and play dead. The Defiance gave it a shot. As a matter of fact, we had basically that teeter-totter tie twice in that third set, but Napoleon hangs on 26-24. Defiance still in control, up 2-1, but we will have a fourth set. All right, so here's my question for you. Clearly, Napoleon with a little bit more wind in their sails, but at the same time, it's now 0-0. If you're both coaches, let's start with Defiance and Bree Brenner. What'd you tell your team?
You tell your team that, hey, you flush it, you go out there and take control of this next set. You know, a lot of times in high school volleyball, you lose sets. I thought Napoleon won that set.
Yes,
they really did some nice things down the stretch. They're able to get some nice net play, some good blocking, some strong serving, excellent defense. They really earned that win there in that third set in impressive fashion.
Flip side, if you're Jenna Riseborough, you're now back into this one, but you're still down a set. What'd you tell your team?
Well, you talked about you keep building that confidence, I think. You did so many things well down the stretch, but you don't want to hang your hat just on that. You want to come out here and establish yourself early. Maybe get that pressure going against Defiance here a little bit here in this fourth set.
Hoffman, great up by Cruz. Can they save it? They will. Hoffman doesn't wait as she dinks it over.
That's just impressive, you know. Here you are deep in the set. Everybody's a little bit tired. That time, Napoleon, what a great job to extend that point, but then they got caught watching that third shot there, did not put themselves in position. And again, high IQ volleyball here by the Bulldogs once again.
Boy, Westrick with a bullet serve. Good will unload. Diving up. Fantastic job by Westrick. Free ball sent over. Can Napoleon do something in system? Wow. That ball came rifling off the fingertips of Riseborough. The block is there. Check that was Cruz. Dinked over by Riseborough, but Westrick is there. Williams will send over a freebie. In system again. They'll set good. Oh, tremendous job by Westrick. Hoffman. Back set. Unloading. Huddle. Couldn't finish. Hoffman can't either as the tape is unkind.
Wow.
Longest rally of the night.
Fantastic point. That could have been a backbreak for Napoleon because they did so many things well. Defiance was just really on the defensive side of things all night long. But, wow, Hampton and Westrick made tremendous saves, but all for naught. Napoleon knots things up at 1-1.
Hannah Miller back to serve. Hoffman. And that'll fall slightly off the block. Defiance up 2-1. Williams back to serve. She also has that jump serve. It's been pretty nifty tonight. Serves this one way behind the service line. Scoop, I'm not sure if she realized where she was, but she was easily maybe 4, possibly 5 feet behind the service line, and that one falls into the net.
Yeah, and again, we've seen that from both sides here tonight, a lot of this early season stuff. But right now, this is why you put in all the work, You still have a lot of volleyball left, and you can't just be going on fumes right now.
And I'm not sure.
We have our second tie early in this fourth set.
Do we have an injury here? I'm not sure. They needed a towel, okay? Apparently there's a slick spot maybe on the court.
Can't imagine that from all these bodies diving on the floor multiple times on both sides of the net on every point.
Look at this. Give her janitorial pay as well. Coach Jenna Riseborough coming out to mop up the court. Wow. Now back to go ahead and serve. Michaela Cruz. Boy, that was almost a lateral break. Tough serve. Hoffman tries to dink it over. Good. Not sure if she tried to alter her shot, if that just shanked off the side of her fist. Riseborough will set good again. Dinked over. Violation. Too many touches. A number of things. Take your pick. Point Defiance. Hoffman back to serve. Well, they're going at Cruz. tomahawked over. Look at this. Hoffman actually bumps this one to Rollison. Riseborough back sets. Cross court. That will fall. That's just too tough.
All right, that's a big point right there for Napoleon because you want to try to side out Carly Huffman early, and that time Hannah Noggle there with the Premier Bank kill. We have our third tie here, this fourth set at 3-3.
Ava good unloaded on that serve. Rallison with a tough angle. They'll bump it up. And, I thought that might have been sailing wide. Westrick played it. Hoffman. Dinked over by Riseborough. Williams will set Rallison. And it looks like Napoleon has made an adjustment to that play. Oh, the block is there. That was nifty. Joust at the net. Coming in to swipe. That's going to be one touch too many. Now that was interesting because Bailey Lanning just kind of took a big paw swipe at it, Scoop. I thought all you got to do in that situation is just punch it over. She almost looked like she was afraid she might have carried it. But better to make an aggressive mistake than a passive one.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think, that's a play I think you're going to learn from as the season unwinds. And they're a rare service error here by Defiance. And now we have our fourth tie, this one at knotted at 4.
Defiance up 2-1. They want to close this out in 4. Napoleon trying to stretch it to a 5th and deciding set. Rallison unloads, and the block can't handle it.
Well, that's what Defiance need. They need to find a way to get Rallison untracked again, and that time they had a double attack block set up against her, but that time she's able to muscle through there for the Premier Bank kill.
Up 5-4. Tackett goes cross court, and this time Cruz allows it to go long.
I hate to say it, but now we have our 5th tie at 5-5. It's been that type of match here tonight.
Lanning puts a fist into it. Rallison goes cross court. Nice up by Lanning from her knees. Setting to the near pin. Williams will set Rallison. Powers it down. Can they keep it alive? A for effort, but unable to do it from the seat of her pants in the back row. That's asking too much.
Yeah, great job by Defiance. They're playing that power volleyball, staying aggressive, trying to get that ball to their hitters.
Up 6-5. Hampton. Whoops, that ball shanked out of bounds. Well, again, I don't want to call that confusion, but I'm looking right now at Harmon and Cruz, and they were both talking to each other as to who they thought was going to take that serve. As that will fall. Nifty touch by Riseborough.
Yeah, tremendous job that time by Riseborough, spotting that opening there deep in the corner. She placed it perfectly. Now Riseborough trying to tie it up with the serve.
Hoffman tries to go cross court. Tackett with a good first touch. They'll set Hoffman. Cruz lays out, nice up. Tackett's there. Williams will set Hoffman again. Off the block, this time nobody's there. Unofficially, I have 12 kills for Carly Hoffman.
Yeah, she continues to just, bring her A game to the floor, and that time she's able to get the Premier Bank kill off the block. Defiance once again up by 2, which is the largest lead of this fourth set.
Williams will set Hoffman. The block is there that time, but not enough.
Yeah, once again, Napoleon went with that double attack block. Defensed it nicely, but just could not get enough on it.
Oh, and for the second time tonight, Westrick uses the tape for an ace.
Yeah, a little help from your friends there at the net there. Another tape shot that drops in. Westrick continues to have a day here for Defiance.
Up 10-6. Put away this time. trying to get the number. It looks like, was that Riceboro?
I think that was Nago, I believe, who's taking a seat right now. But a great job there by the 5'10 senior to spot that opening. Then she executed perfectly. Huge point there for Napoleon.
Miller with the serve. And we got a whistle. Point Defiance. Double contact by Napoleon. Bulldogs up by 11. Megan Williams back to serve. Much closer to the service line this time as it clears the tape. Cross court, Westrick's there. Oh, the block stuffs Hoffman. Sending over a freebie. Napoleon in control. They'll set the middle. Oh, that was nasty. What a power kill by Michaela Cruz.
Oh, great job by the senior Michaela Cruz. It all started with she had the tremendous block on the possession before. Then she comes back with the Premier Bank kill. Another big point for the Wildcats, not going away.
They pulled her within 3. Hoffman down the line, threading the needle. By my book, she's now got 13 on the night.
Wow, she's been dropping dimes all night long. Another well-placed spike down the line for that Premier Bank kill.
Right up on the line. Well, we're going at Cruz. Williams. Whoa, that's a little off the mark. Rolison with those long arms, and it didn't seem to matter. Holy cow. She had to reach, maybe a foot, maybe slightly more behind her. Scoop, she's got such a tremendous wingspan.
Oh, she does. Gadget arms right there. I don't know how she got to that volleyball and then was able to place it like she did.
That is down, put away, inside-out swing by Hannah Nagel.
Yeah, great job there by Hannah to get that Premier Bank kill. And a much-needed one for Napoleon, who's been fighting an uphill battle here in this 4th set.
That ball barely cleared the tape. Ava Good with a beauty of a serve.
Boy, that really was. You know, Ava Good is one of those people you always hear them talk about how effective she is at the net with her power game, but her serving game has been equally impressive here tonight.
Tell you what, she's been impressive across the board this evening. Coming right at Hoffman, trying to take her out of the play, serving at her, and Napoleon will get a freebie. Whoops, they ran that slide play, and it gets down. Boy, I didn't think for a second that they had enough angle on that, and yet somehow it finds its way down.
Yeah, I really caught Defiance by surprise that time. We were able to loop around there on the slide play on the flare. Defiance wants to talk it over.
We'll take a timeout. The lead cut to 2. Defiance up 2-1, up 13-11 here in the 4th. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Back in the middle of the point. It's been a back and forth and unable to save it. Defiance sees Napoleon pick up the point off the serve. Ava Good now 2 straight. Trying to tie up this 4th set at 13-all, and we see you, number 1. She's having herself quite a night.
Oh, she is. That whole team's showing a lot of grit, a lot of heart here tonight. That's a point they probably had a little business winning, but somehow they prevailed. Now trying to tie it up.
Oh, she gets stuffed there, though, by Rolison.
Welcome to the block party as Rolison's able to time that perfectly. Puts it down for the kill. 14-12 advantage for Defiance here. just past the midway point of this fourth set.
Stack trying to add to a 2-point lead that barely cleared the tape. Tough serve, and they can't do anything with this. But they go at Hoffman. Dinked over by Williams. Bumped up, and Napoleon will get a freebie. They'll set cross court, out of bounds. Hannah Nagel just a little wide.
Boy, tough cut angle shot there by Nagel. It looked like she was going to catch the line, but probably 2 or 3 inches wide. Big break for Defiance.
Ooh, that goes off the bottom of the wrist of Ellie Stack, and she knew it the minute it left. That actually notched one of her teammates in the back. And Napoleon hanging tough, only down by 2. Back to serve, Harmon. Williams tracks it down. Rallison dinks it over. Cruz out of the back row. Free ball coming for Defiance. Wow, that almost fell. Hopping out of the back row. And that's going to sail long off the fists of Lila Huddle.
Great defense coverage once again by the Bulldogs. Napoleon trying to throw out all the stops, but Defiance just seems to have an answer. Holding on to that razor-thin 3-point advantage here.
Emma Tackett. Low line drive serve right at Cruz. Tackett has 4 aces on the night. This one put away by Rallison.
Boy, that's big right there. It all started with a nice solid serve there. Napoleon playing defense. Defiance is able to cash in, take advantage with the kill.
Unofficially, I've got Bella with 15 as that one's just a bit wide. Defiance inching closer to that all-important 20-point mark here in the 4th set. They lead 2-1. Back to serve Bailey Lamming for the Wildcats. Tackett with a good first touch. That's a low set. Rallison couldn't do anything with it. Now that's disappointing, and I'm looking over at Coach Brenner. You get a good first touch, and they couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, that's frustrating because that's usually the key to the point.
Ooh,
how clean you can
that's
play.
Gonna be an
that's
illegal
going to be
contact.
a service ace here.
Yep.
And remember, you talked about that magic number of 20, Brent. The team that hit 21st has won the first 3 sets. We'll see if it holds true here, but right now, certainly this 4th set in jeopardy for both teams as that serve sails long.
After an ace, Lanning with the error. Defiance back up by a pair, 18-16. Piper Hampton will see what she can roll off on her serve. She doesn't wait. Very short serve. Riseborough sets. Huddle blocked.
Great job there by Huddle. That time she went right through the double block, is able to get the Premier Bank kill. Napoleon now can tie it up with the serve.
Riseborough. Hoppin with some authority. She's got 14 on the night.
I tell you what, this bout has just been fantastic. Each team just continues to throw knockout punches, but both teams continue to get back up off the deck.
Westrick. Oh, was that touched or was that, boy, at the last second, trying to get a number on the back row player, that was number 6, Kate Harmon, pulled her platform back. I didn't know how she avoided that.
I don't either. There could have been half an inch between her hand and the ball, but Napoleon gets a break. And now once again a chance to tie.
Cannot do it.
Defiance always seems to have an answer, and they get to 21st here as they lead 20-18. And right now you want to keep pouring off your Megan Williams. Remember last year she had 25 aces, one of the tops on the team.
Just a bubbly young lady. Tremendous personality, tons of grit, and black and blue. You can't quite see it from that camera angle, but she's got a massive, it's not a mouse, it's a blackberry patch on her knee. And she gets a service ace there.
Wow, just Defiance has a way to find it, to come back in those big moments, and they do right there with the ace, and Napoleon wants to talk about it, trailing by 3.
We will keep it here. with less than a minute in this timeout. Just 4 points away from winning the season opener. Well, that was a quick meeting. That huddle broke after just a couple of seconds for Defiance. Coach Bree Brenner saying that, keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly. They're sending a message like, hey, we can't wait to get back on the floor. We're ready to go. And we want to close out the deal. Napoleon breaks the huddle with 29 seconds to go, so they're ready to get back at it. Boy, this has been a grind-out match here tonight.
Williams with the service ace, and again, didn't look comfortable as she made her approach there.
Well, that's a coach kill right there with that timeout. It just kind of throws the timing off a little bit, exactly why you call that timeout. Napoleon creeping back in it.
Hampton with a good first touch. They'll set Hoffman. Block is there, but we play on. Cruzy keeps it alive, and Napoleon puts it down. Was that good?
That was good. That's a tough shot, too, because that was not in her strike zone. She was deep there in the front court, fading away, but she hits that premier bank kill. Napoleon once again with another opportunity to tie it up.
Cruz serving. Williams will set far side. Hoffman tries a little bit of touch. Good, dinks it over. Williams off just 2. Here we go again. Good with the tap. Westrick's there. Hoffman moving towards the tape. Off the dump by Riseborough. A dump by Williams, and one setter to another.
Just a smart play once again. How about Megan Williams, the senior, really stepping up clutch there. No one was expecting that dump there, and she placed it perfectly. Defiance just 3 points away from closing out this match.
Hoffman going right at Cruz. She gets down low. This one pushed to the far side. Low set. Rallison tries to push it over. Good, unloads, and a rare mistake for Ava Good tonight. And Defiance now smelling it, just 2 points away.
Boy, they do, and they have the person serving they want. And Carly Hoffman.
Going cross court, she goes it good. Cruz bumps it up. Defiance will get a freebie. Williams sets far pin. Powered down by Stack. And we've come to match point.
Great execution once again, and a quadruple match point coming up. Napoleon wants to talk it over.
They're going to try and ice Carly Hoffman. Hoffman, who ran off 8 straight to end set, not quite end set number 2, but get him to 24 points. She can handle the pressure. It's not too great for her. You know what they say, pressure makes diamonds, Scoop. And you know who sells them? Stambaugh Jewelers. We have reached match point. Stambaugh Jewelers, your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for dazzling engagement rings or a timeless anniversary gift, serving the community since 1948. Match point. Hoffman gets the buzzer, trying to close it out. As a matter of fact, Defiance has 4 match points. Good. Miss hit. This will be a freebie. Rallison. The block is there. Kept alive. Side out. Napoleon stays alive.
Oh, big time play by Napoleon. Looked like they were going to lose that serve with an ace. They somehow saved it. And now they fight off 1 match point, but still triple match point here for the Bulldogs, trying to close out the deal.
Good, puts a fist into it. Williams back sets, moving towards. That's tapped over. Nice up by Cruz. A free ball. In system. Another back set. Running towards it. Again, McCarrier, and there it is! Put away. 25-21 in 4 sets. Defiance wins the season opener, and they win it against arch rival Napoleon.
Oh, what a great win here for Defiance here to start out this 2024 volleyball season. And you hit the nail on the head there, Brent. They had to earn it. They had to go nearly the distance here tonight. Napoleon showed a lot of fight, a lot of grit. But in the end, Defiance just too much with that tough defense, that stellar serving game that they brought to the table here tonight. And they earned this one against their rivalries here in the River Rock Classic.
I don't think they quite have it. We got to come up with a traveling trophy for the volleyball match, though. This group deserves it. And again, we talked about it. You see the huddle for Defiance, and this is to show a class here. The first year that they are creating a student section for volleyball, and they're setting up kind of a mini tunnel here for the team as they will come down the near side to head to the locker room. But right now, getting congratulations and undoubtedly some praise from head coach Bree Brenner. We anticipate her joining us for the postgame show, which will be brought to you by Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. And she's coming up, and it looks like she's going to bring the libero, Ella Westrick. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
You got us all.
You getting levels on them?
There we go.
Okay, they're good. They're golden.
Sweaty.
And you guys are sweating
okay.
more than we are. Why is that?
I wonder why. All right, we are back, and there you take a look at it. 25-21, the final in the fourth set. Defiance had to earn it tonight, but they defeat arch rival Napoleon by a final of 3-1. I'm Brent Balbinot. He's Scoop Miller, and we've got the royalty in between us. Coach Brenner coming up and joining us. You look like you played a little bit. How are your nerves right now?
I'm drenched in sweat right now.
Speaking of drenched in sweat, she's breathing heavy. You need a little bit more time to catch your breath.
Yeah, I'm good.
Ella Westrick joining us, the libero who was all over the court this evening. Coach, let's start with you. I had a chance to stop out, watch a couple practices. You knew that this was not the same Napoleon team that went winless last season. What was your message to your team here, expecting obviously the arch rival, but everybody wants to start the season 1-0. Talk about your team's mental preparation.
We just talked a lot about taking care of our side of the court, serving, passing, being as offensive as possible when we could. We knew that they were going to come in and have better mechanics, just better ball control. And so we knew we were going to have to swing, and it wasn't going to be easy to put the ball away. And so I think that's why we were just all over the floor. We were ready for it.
You know no other way, do you?
No.
Let's pull that mic a little bit closer to you. Go ahead and give us your best outdoor voice. What was this one meaning for you, especially knowing that it's the arch rival, you're getting set, ready to go, and it's home? Talk about your approach.
It just means a lot to us, even though it's the seniors last year. I'm included in the seniors, but we really just wanted to win for our team. It's the first game, and we just wanted to show all of our fans that what we've been working for all season.
And Bree, you had so many girls step up tonight. You talk about a team win. We saw great performances from your starters, from your rotation coming in. Talk about the importance of that here tonight in this rivalry matchup.
It's huge, and we train that every day in practice, so everybody's ready to go. I mean, that's all I can say about that is they don't ever feel like, oh, I'm coming in off the bench. We're a whole team, and if we all don't play well, we're not going to win games.
Let's talk about the 1-2 punch tonight of the law firm of Carly Hoffman and Bella Rallison. Again, you talked about it. We knew what Carly was capable of, and she's going to draw doubles. But you challenged your team. We need a second. We really need a third Terminator. Can you just talk about the balance and kind of working it, sharing the wealth, so to speak, tonight?
Yeah, that's what we've worked on. Again, another thing all summer, knowing we had to have some people step up to take some pressure off of our outside hitters. And I mean, look who just helped end the game. Ellie Stack with a big swing. Avery came up big with some big swings. And that's what we need, because they're sitting out on our outside hitters.
You got to keep the points alive. And part of that is there a stronger back row in this conference than what Defiance is putting on the court this season?
No, absolutely not.
That's a mindset, though. How did you develop that? Because everybody wants to – the stuff that makes the highlight reels are the big terminations by the outside hitters, maybe a big stuff by a middle block, but you very rarely see somebody diving all over the floor, wearing your bruises proudly. It takes a mindset to develop. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. Look at her hands. Absolutely. Oh, and then we got a couple raspberries on that fist.
Yeah.
None more indicative of you diving into the student section in the second set, saving a point. I think they were down, 4 points at that? You come back and win. At the time, did you realize how big that play was?
I mean, yeah, I really just wanted to hustle for my team. And that's what I did, I guess.
She's just too humble,
Yes,
isn't she? Way too humble. What would you say to somebody that maybe isn't 6 foot? And I know sometimes it takes a conversation with the coach and folks saying, you know what, we're going to put you in the back row, but you're integral. When did you wrap both arms around being a DS?
I mean, I've always been a DS. It was never a question. I feel like I wasn't going to be a DS, even though I love hitting in practice. But
She asks all the time.
yeah.
We're going to see a little trick-or-treating coming up. I know October's still a month away, but can she surprise us maybe, Coach?
I mean, you never know.
Oh, listen to this, a wrinkle in the playbook. We'll keep this recorded, and we'll wait in a couple months and see if we pull something out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, though, but when did you wrap both arms around it and said, I'm going to be the best DS I can be?
When I got put in the position, I just wanted to be the best that I could be and put myself forward to lead my team.
And Coach, I think most high school volleyball games are lost rather than won, but I think you guys really won this tonight. Napoleon really battled. You know, they pulled out that third set. What was the message to your girls there after fighting back so hard in that third set just to come up a little bit short?
Third sets are always hard to win. That's the hardest set to win in volleyball, I think. And so especially when you're up 2-0, they have it's all on the line for them. And so we knew we just had to take back our game. I thought we started playing their type of volleyball, and we just needed to put the ball up and get good swings, stop tipping and rolling so much. And I think we just talked about, that's been our battle cry ever since last year. There were some games that we lost that were really tight, and we talked a lot about how we have to keep our composure and just play a full match.
Speaking of good swings, 11 aces as an aggregate for this squad. As a matter of fact, the young lady standing next to me with a couple, I think Emma Tackett was trying to feed the entire crowd herself. She had 5 tonight. But is that a strength you see this team continuing to build on?
Absolutely. And I think, Napoleon did a great job. That's an area I thought they were much improved on, is their serve receive. But we have a very strong serving team. So the fact that we were able to get 11 aces tonight is huge. I think we need to have a conversation about how many serves we missed. So we'll address that at practice. But sometimes when you're aggressive and you're going for it, that happens.
And Ella, one last question for me. You know, what a great way to start out the season in the river rivalry, so to speak. How important is this game to prepare you guys for the tough Western Buckeye League just coming around the corner?
I think it prepared us well. I mean, they're a good team, so we put it all out there and we're ready for the next one.
I was going to say, she's breathing heavy. Coach is drenched in sweat. I'm starting to finally come down off the adrenaline, and guess what? This is the season opener. Wow, if the rest is even half as entertaining and competitive as this is going to be a real fun campaign. Congratulations to both of you. Thanks for coming up and joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick time out. We are back with more of the postgame show brought to you by the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center right after this on DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Back to put the finishing touches on the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post-game show. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Keep your eyes healthy for a long life of clear vision. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, your family's vision source. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. So we are putting a wrap on it. 4 sets, 25-17, 25-19. The first two go to Defiance. 26-24, Napoleon really sold out and gave it everything they had. They won, as Scoop would call it, a barn burner of a third set. And that fourth set was nip and tuck as well. But again, the serving, the aces, especially with the game on the line, clutch situations, and Napoleon came up big to win 25-21. The Bulldogs are now 1-0 to start the season. Scoop, what a tremendous game. And we saw two different, I don't want to say contrasting styles, but again, we saw a very physical center in Maggie Riseborough. Ava Good, I don't think it's fair to say, is an anonymous voice in the chorus, but she had her unofficially with 10 kills. I think if you can get Michaela Cruz a little bit more involved, or maybe a Hannah Nagel, this is a Napoleon team that's going to step up and bite somebody if you don't prepare for it.
Well, I totally agree. You know, they've got some powerful hitters. They've got great size. They've got some weapons there serving the volleyball. You know, they've got to play a little bit cleaner, I think, in the back row, but once they shore that up, boy, this is going to be a tough team, maybe the most improved team in the 419 area.
On the flip side, just too much Carly Hoffman and Isabella Rallison tonight for Defiance. Both in double figures with kills unofficially. I had Hoffman for 14, Rallison with 15. Those are unofficial, but I think we're somewhat close. But again, we just saw Ella Westrick. Even though your setter is Megan Williams, she was a defensive specialist last season. Again, nothing is a given termination against that back row. How many points did they keep alive and eventually lead to winning the point simply because they're everywhere?
Well, you're right, and that's why this team's going to be so much fun to watch as this season unwinds, because they just leave it out there in each and every point. They don't get caught looking at the scoreboard. They really stayed locked in. They focus on the present. They did such a great job, as you mentioned, extending points. You know, sometimes they got the balls that they had really no reason getting to, but that's the type of determination and the types of kids I think Defiance has. So certainly impressive opening night win, and a lot of optimism, I think, in both these camps coming into this season.
That's going to do it for our coverage here this evening. We thank all of our sponsors. We thank our crew doing a tremendous job here this evening. And as always, you, the fan, for tuning in. For Scoop Miller, I'm Brent Balbinot. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.